And welcome back to the Williams Invitational. My name is Williams the Fourth, and we are finally down to our grand final matchup between TradeLikePros and Sealteam. And we're bringing back onto the cast Twiggy and Cairo. They've been working all weekend long, and they're going to carry us through to this best of three grand finals. Twiggy, how are you doing this afternoon? Or this evening, I should say, in the UK.
Yeah, it actually is. It's getting dark now, isn't it? Yeah, I'm doing great. We watched some great games on the ELO Hill broadcast yesterday, and I'm ready to close this one out with the grand final. Should be really fun. Sealteam versus TradeLikePros.
And how about you, Cairo?
Yeah, I'm super buzzed to finally get into this grand final, see these two teams. I got to cast them two yesterday fighting for the spot in the final, and again, they're both finally going to meet. So it's a bit of a revenge match, a grudge match, something that I love storylines when it comes to this sort of stuff. So it's just going to be super exciting.
Absolutely. This is definitely a rematch of our winners final matchup yesterday. And man, what exciting performance there so far. Again, Night Ray almost made the full comeback here against the Sealteam. They just pulled out that one last match. And so, no slash for them either. So congratulations to them for making it to third place. But we've got our last match here, and the teams have been waiting in the lobby here. So we're not going to install this any further. I want you guys to take it away, but just let you guys know this has been a success, and I want to thank everybody that's tuned in all weekend long. And I just want to announce really quickly that we're going to do this again. We're going to do the second Will English Invitational for the Valorant tournament sometime in August. The production is going to correct me, but either way, you're both welcome to come back. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for just giving us a shot in the first time around. I mean, all the teams have had a really good time, but like you guys have been killing it all weekend. So thank you both so much.
Cheers, Will.
Indeed. Well,
we're going to be heading here back into Sealteam versus TradeLikePros. Night Raid, unfortunately, getting knocked out there. Two TradeLikePros, very close game, 13-10. And, I mean, before that, they only dropped 17 rounds overall in their run up the lower bracket, which is just, I mean, it's an incredible run from the first round where they got knocked out. But, yeah, unfortunately, TradeLikePros getting through there. Obviously, fortunately for them, they now have their second shot at defeating Sealteam after losing to them 13-6 in the winners' finals.
Yeah, it's crazy. When you want to look at how those two teams played, it just looked as if Sealteam were that much better. And now that they've got kind of a repeat of yesterday's fixture, I'm sure they'll have that fire in the belly where they'll be wanting to make amends for their loss. We're going to have to head back to a scent where they actually faced each other on the second map as well. So a bit of potentially that could be what closes out the best of three, and being back on that map when you know how both teams already play. I mean, I'm excited to see how that one lines up.
Yeah, and obviously we got Haven first. It's not actually one I don't think we saw it on our broadcast whatsoever yesterday. No. So I'm interested to see how that one works. And then Icebox is going to be our tiebreaker map if it comes down to that. So the first map was picked by Sealteam Haven, and TradeLikePros are going to be they picked attack on that one. TradeLikePros picked Ascent second, and Sealteam picked attack on that one. And then Sealteam also picked defense on Icebox if it does go down to that one. So I'm excited to see how they play. Obviously, the one game I saw of Sealteam, they absolutely demolished Avidity, winning 13-1.
Yeah, well, this is the thing though. Sealteam just seem to be not putting a foot wrong. They'll only drop 6 rounds playing against TradeLikePros in that first matchup on Ascent, but on a map like Haven where there's 3 bomb sites, they're spread a bit more evenly. I mean, I'd say this is probably an advantage to TradeLikePros starting on the attack, with the fact that they can commit more bodies in essence to each bomb site. If there's a heavy commitment to each site, then potentially they could take the advantage on before we split, kind of switch sides.
Yeah. Looks like with these picks here, TradeLikePros playing the same comp they did last game in the losers finals there, playing that kind of career meta with the 2 initiators. You got your server, you got your Sky there, and then you're playing with your controller, your Sentinel, and your duelist in the Astra, Cypher, and Jet. On the other side, we've got the big NA meta with Sealteam going with the double duelist composition, as well as your Astra, Cypher, and Sova once again. So definitely different styles of play here. I saw actually TradeLikePros last game. I don't think they were really using the career meta to its full potential. With that Sky and that Jet at the same time, you can really push forward and get massive opening picks. It didn't seem like they were going that aggressively in that last game. Maybe they just wanted to close it out as safely as possible. But I'm really looking to see if they can get those aggressive picks straight at the start of the round.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you don't really want to do anything too risky, especially when you're in such a horrible situation where if you put one foot wrong, then there you go, you're going to end up losing out the match, end up losing out the tournament. Looks as if there's nothing going to be committed from either teams. Looks as if we're going to get a bit of aggression here from Sealteam, Twiggy. And with that being said, I mean, you don't necessarily see many teams push up this far. And with that, I mean, you could give away some early picks.
Yeah, they do push up all the way to the end here. Luckily, it doesn't look like TradeLikePros are going for the early engagement. They're going to sit back and wait here. Jonah, looking for this first flash, is just going to wait for it, wait for the call from his teammates. I think just waiting for any noise on any other site, looking for just to see if there's anything going on anywhere. Neither team finding something, but Tanaka is going to find one. Ban does find Cypher over there. Grim getting the trade. It's down to a 4v4 now as all the teams rotate round. The flank is coming through too.
Yeah, the flank coming through here. I imagine there'll be a bit of an engagement with the, I believe it's the Phoenix or maybe the Astra. No, it's the Astra, sorry. And look, there's already 2 frags coming out from Sealteam. They're already doing their work, making sure to gain control. And look at this, all the players getting dropped into the dirt. A great first round on the pistol. Jonah going to get the defuse out, and I mean, Twiggy, it just seemed to be as if Sealteam had the number from TradeLikePros. They tried to press in through the B site, and they just got all dropped down very quickly.
Yeah, when they went for that trade there, TradeLikePros, they ran back away immediately and just dropped out of the engagement, and it didn't really work for them because they didn't realize that the Sealteam were going to play so aggressively, come back around the back of them, and I mean there was an engagement within 10 seconds there as they kind of rotated all the way through the heaven there, made sure they got those picks out. Really brilliant play from Sealteam to predict what TradeLikePros were going to do after that engagement.
I mean, it seemed to be they created some sort of false sense of security when they moved into the B site. They went for the plan, and then suddenly everybody collapsed down on them. It was like a rain from above, rain from all sides. And look at this, they're already going into C site. All the bodies running straight in here, and all the trades coming straight back out. Now it's just a flurry of kills, and Pulsable, he's going huge. He's getting a triple on the round, and now it's just up to Sky. It's Grim. Can he make sure he wins out that round? No, Nibbler making defenders get that second round here, and my god, what a round it was.
Massive from Impulsive. TradeLikePros actually made a brilliant entry there just with the classics. They actually got 3 picks. That's really good for them on that second round. It gives them a little bit of money coming into this one that they can really use to kind of save up their economy after they buy up this round. You can see 2 players are going to be left with over 1,000 credits. But absolutely brilliant from them. But Sealteam managing to hang on there. Impulsive getting 3 essential picks. So great from both teams. What both of them really wanted.
Yeah, that's it. It seems to be both teams will actually be able to go for a full buy here, and there's plenty of utility being committed again. Look at this, Sealteam are getting aggressive at the very beginning. They're trying to see if they can catch anybody off guard, and nobody really getting taken away. But Jonah, he's in a bit of an off position here. If we look towards where his outline is.
Tanaka immediately with a pick there over towards, I think that was mid there, the flanker coming through from Garage, just picked out immediately in mid there. Sealteam maybe having a bit of pause now as they might not want to go for these aggressive engagements, but Impulsive is going to come around the corner with a ghost, find Tanaka before they can do anything there. They're going to head towards C now, TradeLikePros. It's the only place they have available to them with the aggressive plays from Sealteam, but Sealteam are just waiting at the edge of this site to engage as a full team. This 4v4 doesn't favor them right now, but Grim is going to find 2 picks immediately. Impulsive and, oh, a Nibbler coming round though. 2 picks from them is going to make things a lot easier. Impulsive is actually going to find another one and staying around the corner. Chibo's going to find the trade, but it's all up to Nibbler now. Only 2 players left on the side of TradeLikePros. They could still just about win this Nibbler, but I don't think it's really possible with the low health. Papa Smurf turns around the corner, fishes that one off for TradeLikePros. They're going to win that rifle round, but not without a little bit of difficulty.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they were so close to finishing out on the C site last time, but this time they made the adjustments that from the mistakes that they made last time, making sure that they can adjust, set up crossfires, make sure they win their gunfights. I mean, let's be honest, when you're playing a team like Sealteam, that's what you're going to have to do. They're so aggressive, and with that aggression, they have all the mechanical ability in tow to back that up, and when you add all that into a concoction, it just creates chaos, creates absolute, I mean, mechanical ability. I just can't really describe what I'm trying to say, but the thing is, though, what I can describe is the fact that there's already frags coming straight out.
Yeah, immediately just aggressive plays once again from Sealteam, and it's coming up aces for them as they get around the corner, get that first pick. Now it's all up to TradeLikePros to try and regain a little bit of control here. They're kind of backed off into short here. Oh, Shock Dart is going to come out, but the trade is going to be found through the smoke there with the Phantom from Tanaka there. They send that Shock Dart through. It's not going to find anyone there, but... Oh, another aggressive play there coming out from Sealteam, and Cypher's just not ready for it at all. Cypher on the Cypher. Not absolutely able to find that one. Jonah picking up Tanaka as well now is going to make it a 4v2.
Yeah, 4 versus 2. 2 players of the attackers put in a very precarious situation with Jonah down here in this kind of off, well, not really off position, but aggressive position. But it doesn't matter when you've got underscoring. He's just going to keep picking up frags. That's 3 on the round. We do have Chippo. He's going to get fragged. I mean, probably taking a huge bit of damage there from that pre-fire. But it doesn't matter when you've got Ban putting someone in the dirt, sending them to the underworld. You just seen it there after that final kill. 3-1 on the score, and TradeLikePros, they're not going to want to let them get out with arm's reach.
Yeah, and that's going to send Sealteam into that like safety zone after buying up into this next round. They're all going to have quite a lot of economy. Justin, they're going to buy for Nibbler, but everyone else fully over, well, 1,000, 2,000 credits. And meanwhile, TradeLikePros are going to have to save up this round. It's looking like another one in the bank for Sealteam.
Yeah, it certainly does look like that, and look, there seems to be an ultimate ability already being used as the Jet on TradeLikePros with those knives round about her. Just going to see if they can get any sort of picks. It looks as if it's going to be a commitment full into B. There is plenty of players there to see if they can try and deny the Cypher getting a kill onto Ban. A bit of a flank coming out, but it's just trades as well. Just underscoring, getting one onto Cypher, but remember the man count is still in favour of TradeLikePros. They're just staying in and out of the site. No one committing yet. Chippo using his ultimate ability, but it's impulsive with a double kill. He's just using his impulses to get these kills. Tanaka catching him off guard actually, and Grim going to finish out the round with a classic kill on to Nibbler. A thrifty round from TradeLikePros. The eco going to be a bit better for them, but the anti-eco for Sealteam, I mean, let's be honest, they're not going to be looking in a good position with all the guns now in favour of TradeLikePros.
Yeah, TradeLikePros really made the best of a bad situation there, using the Blade Storm to engage immediately, pushing into B, a site that you wouldn't really expect that to happen, especially not on a rifle round, especially on the side of Sealteam there. I think they were caught a little bit off guard. They weren't ready for the positioning of TradeLikePros, and it really didn't work for them in the end. TradeLikePros just found those picks.
Well, that's it. I mean, at the end of the day, you need to find picks to gain advantages and then therefore use those picks to kind of leverage your way onto site. Thing is, though, I mean, when it ends up being advantage towards Sealteam, they don't seem to let it go very often, and very rarely do we see that. Tanaka, though, he's going to make sure that nobody gets an advantage in this round, taking out Impulsive. This man's been fragging out all game. In fact, all tournament, let's be honest here. He's been probably one of my MVPs from when I've seen it. Ban, though, she's going to use her ultimate ability, see if they can get a frag. Those knives just coming round, but it's Nibbler coming round and catching them off guard. Ban using the knives, catching another, and now it's 3 versus 4 in favour of the defenders.
Yeah, they do get the spike down over towards A here, but the Hunter's Fury is going to come out to try and deny that. Going to find one on Papa Smurf after that plant. Now it's a 4v2. The Blade Storm is still in effect from Ban here. They're going to be able to retake this one fully. Grim is found out with that there. But Cypher is going to find Nibbler. Not before the trade comes out. Grim now on 1 HP. Jonah's going to finish that one off and be able to defuse that spike. Another round going in the favour of the Eco team.
Yeah, that's it. It seems to be the team that you don't expect to win the round are actually winning out, and they're going to be able to pick up all the rifles on the ground, make sure that the economy isn't looking so bad. I don't really know who's going to win this matchup, to be honest, because they're back and forth consistently here, Twiggy. I mean, both teams are showing exactly why they deserve to be in the finals. I mean, crazy clutches, crazy plays so far, and we're only 4-2. Only 6 rounds have actually been. If this continues, this is just going to be a hell of a matchup.
Yeah, exactly. The rounds have barely just been in favour of Sealteam right now. You can see the economy is kind of evened out now as we've got a big even AR round now, but Sealteam now with 2 rounds in hand. Let's see if they can compound that with this operator here, Ben, trying to find that opening pick on C long, but nobody on TradeLikePros wants to go for that immediate peek, and leaving that spike down over towards mid and opting to go for picks on this round. It's the first round they've been able to buy up in a hot second after that last one, and they do need to make sure they make it count. They don't have enough economy to buy up into the next one if they do lose it.
Yeah, that's a big if, though. There's plenty of things to happen throughout this round before we find out who wins and who loses. Papa Smurf is teasing the C long, and with that, frags start to come out already. Look at this, the deficit of man count has begun. Looks like the Jet's going to bust onto site, but it's Ban who's going to win a little bit of Jet on Jet action. We love to see it. Love to see the frags coming in now. Down to 2 players, 1 in Garage, and it's the only one left is Impulsive with 2 kills. The defenders winning that one out, and now we start to see our first, distinctive advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. Now Sealteam have compounded what they had before. They've got their full economy. They have enough now that they can probably jump up to 9,000 in the next round if they win this one. And it looks like TradeLikePros are having real trouble buying into this one. Only 2 members, 2 or 3 are going to be able to buy up here. Probably going to go for a save in the end after they talk this one out. But it's going to be difficult to buy around your teammates if they do buy up that full AR. But now, Sealteam basically with 3 rounds in hand, maybe 4.
Yeah, that's it. With the fact that TradeLikePros are opting to have to go for pistols against rifles. Nibbler, he's using his rifle like a lawnmower, making sure to mow down any players that come near Cypher. Going to try and catch someone out here with this Judge moving up. Obviously, the Owl might have caught him out, and he rotates straight away after that first engagement. Ban taking out Triple, and look at this, the man count is slowly going down and down. Jets already get the I thought it was the Judge, but no, it's the Classic that was actually challenging him with that operator on the back pocket. Don't want to get actually caught out here. The Classic doing plenty of damage here onto Cypher. He gets dropped, and now it's just up to the Astra with the spike in pocket. And do you know what? That 1 kill will make it that bit easier.
Yeah, now on site, has a little bit of control map-wise, but there's so many abilities coming out, and that that brilliant combination of the gravity well and the molly from the Phoenix there makes sure that there's absolutely no chance. Got caught in it, got caught in the fire, no way of getting out of that one. You go near the site, you die on that.
Well, that's the thing. That kind of speaks to the volumes of how good Sealteam are, the way they're combining utility with each other, the way they're working in tandem. That just shows you why, again, they have been so dominant throughout this tournament. Very quickly, they were identified as the tournament favourites with the 13-1 victory early on, and it's just continued. Their role on this tournament has been nothing short of amazing.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Ban is going to unscope at the wrong time, not quite find the pick after it. Neither team taking a shot for that one. Still playing for a little bit of control now. TradeLikePros have got that garage control. They're going to need to compound it with this kill here. And Ban's just going to turn around the corner, flick away immediately, get that first pick, a brilliant one. And now TradeLikePros, just like that, have completely lost all control of that area of the map. They're going to have to opt towards mid. They still have the spike down over towards their spawn. Rushing through the smoke. Justin's going to find 2 picks, 1 on Cypher, 1 on Grim. And that's 5v2 now. This is looking difficult now for TradeLikePros, and Justin compounds that with another kill over onto Heaven there, turning around. Isn't going to find the 4th. Chippo's going to finish that one off, but Chippo now in a difficult position. Just sandwiched by all the Sealteam players, is just going to die in the end there. Nothing you can do.
Nothing at all. Justin, he was doing so well, just coming out, picking out these frags, just clicking on heads. At the end of the day, though, we can talk about everything in Valorant, but it's just a point-and-click adventure.
Absolutely. I think TradeLikePros here using this tactical timeout now to talk about what they want to do. They're going to be knocked down towards a eco round here, so we can talk all day about how they've not managed to be able to make an impact in their AR rounds, but in the end, strategy is the best thing that can work for them here. They're now, they've guaranteed lost this half of the game. They've got to talk about how maybe they want to make the best out of the last 3 rounds they have, and then talk about how they're going to play that defense here, because what's happened has happened. You just need to pick yourselves back up and go at it again.
Yeah, that's it. It's kind of picking up the pieces from what Sealteam have left. And, there's not much, there's not many scraps. They don't really put a foot wrong, and that kind of is reflective in the scoreline. TradeLikePros keep making minuscule mistakes, which ends up in macro damages. when you've lost like 7 rounds so far, I mean, your mental could be so far behind, and this timeout is probably at the best situation here, considering the fact there is still, I mean, a few good rounds left. I believe there's like, what, 4? So, I mean, is it 4? Or is it 3? No, it's 3. Yeah, sorry. With 3 left, I mean, sorry, I'm honest to God. With 3 rounds left, you can actually, I mean, put a good fight up and try and somewhat even out the round count.
Yeah, you really could turn this. I mean, it's either 10-2, anywhere between 10-2 and 7-5, and that is, I mean, that's massive. That's a difference of 8 rounds or 3 rounds now, or 2 rounds. Sorry, Tanaka actually going to find one immediately with the sheriff. Everybody on TradeLikePros buying up those sheriffs now, but it's you know, one pick is great, but you're losing health slowly, and you need to keep pushing through fully equipped players now. Tanaka's going to pick up that Vandal there, but still with low armor. It's going to be difficult to push through a whole team, and if Sealteam all rotate here, it's going to be difficult for them to get onto the site.
Yeah, that's it, but something that we need to kind of identify is the fact that while they only have sheriffs, they have plenty of ultimate abilities. Look here, 4 players have their ultimate abilities, one being used so far is that Sky ult. They'll be following those cabbages, surely trying to make sure they get use of that information that will be gained from them. But the only thing going to be gained is a body in the dirt, and Impulsive doing his best impression of John Wick shutting down another player. Now it seems to be that it's only the Jet gaining control of A site, trying to shut down anybody that comes back on the site to hold it. But Cypher, he's shutting down the other Cypher with that Judge Tanaka taking down just underscore, and now it's 2 defenders. It's the Jet, it's the Sober, and I think Cypher might actually be cutting off the rotate already. It looks like the Jet has looked the wrong way but managed to escape. Look at this, look how close they are. The plant being confirmed, that Propius bar finished, and now the timer starting to count down. There goes 1. Can we find the last man? It is the Jet up in heaven with this operator. The camera brung out to probably gain information. There we go, the location dart being inserted into the body of the Jet. Can the bullets be inserted? Yes, they can. A thrifty round again, the 3rd thrifty round we've seen. And Cypher with a beautiful 3Q.
Yeah, that's beautiful from TradeLikePros to really use that time to cut off the momentum of Sealteam. Talk about how they were going to go about that round, and definitely the plays that were made were definitely great. They got that 1 pick towards A, they backed off, went over towards B, and tried to go for a split operation. 1 player trying to go for that flank there, Cypher heading towards B, the rest of the team pushing in towards A after the Sky Ultimate was used to figure out where the rest of the team was. So brilliant from them to figure out exactly what was going on the Sealteam side and get those kills. Oh, man, it's going to find the immediate one before I can even finish my sentence, though.
That's the thing, they only committed 1 ultimate ability as well, which is pretty good from them. Losing out on the Astra ult as well for this round could be pretty damaging. Thing is, though, there's plenty of players with, I mean, guns in tow. I mean, we've already seen all these players frag out. They keep making, again, minuscule mistakes. Losing that Astra could be what loses them the round. Looks like a rotation from being called out from the IGL to go to A. They've gone for the poke the bear strategy, something that me and Chief talked about in our previous cast, Swiggy, where you go like that, you'll poke the site, see what happens. So if you don't like it, we'll just rotate away, and that seems to be the case. It looks like the Astra is going to confirm where these players are, but getting shut down straight away.
Yeah, wasted just enough time, though, that the rest of his team can rotate round. A couple going for that flank there, and if TradeLikePros don't head towards the site quickly here, it could be a pretty difficult situation for them. Cypher there is going for that flank. 1 player trying to hold down the site, but 2 players getting taken down in quick succession there. Impulsive on 1 side over towards A there, and Cypher again with that flank is going to take out another one. It's just Jonah left now with the Vandal pushing around, flashing around the corner, trying to find the first pick. Doesn't quite find the shots he needs, but neither does Tanaka, so just going to turn around. Oh, try and find something. Finds the first headshot, but Grim's going to go for the trade immediately.
I love that. See, seeing 1 player, it's something that I've always kind of learned about is if I shoot, you swing. And see, when you see that kind of working in tandem, again, this teamwork, this is a team game. You need to work together. Seeing that is just beautiful. I love seeing kind of bait and swings. It's great. And it was so well played from TradeLikePros to kind of get the picks, take it slow, make it methodical. and then turn it into rounds, and that's just seems to be the case. Is look at this, slowly but surely the eco damage is coming out. We look at the pockets, the bank of Sealteam, and it's looking fairly low. This kind of tactical pause looks to be the greatest thing that's happened to them, and look, plenty of ultimates will be committed, I imagine, in this round, considering it is the last before the switch of positions. Cypher getting one though.
Yeah, that Hunter's Fury did do a little bit of damage, but that push from Cypher is just going to make sure that they, don't find anything else here. Impulsive is going to have to back out now as they head towards their site that they want to plant on. I'm going to back out, and Cypher is just going to head over towards Garage to make sure nobody's pushing out, playing aggressively. They've kind of tried to stop in these last 3 rounds Sealteam from going for those aggressive strats. It seemed to be what was stopping them from winning the rounds here. Impulsive going to go for an aggressive play. They're going to find one onto Grim. Back out before any more damage can be done. It's just going to look to hold off A here. They did find that first pick, but they don't still know where the spike is. TradeLikePros is going to back off and use that Hunter's Fury to try and get one pick out here, but it's blind. Nibbler's going to find an immediate headshot, but now knows, Chippo immediately knows where Nibbler is. Justin's going to find one pick onto Cypher, and it looks like Sealteam are turning this round around.
Well, that's it. It seems like the tables have turned, or the turns have tabled, depending on if you've seen The Office. But I mean, there's still 2 players left. Make that one. It's down to Astra. She's used her ultimate ability. Remember, it means that nobody can actually see through this smoke. But it looks like, I mean, there's 2 Astra ults actually being used, making the site sandwiched. The Astra having to make an entry, but I mean, you're only going to enter to the other side of a barrel. That being Impulsives are a great round from the defenders, a great round from the Sealteam to actually bring it from behind. After now the sides have switched, that means everything has been reset. The only thing not reset, obviously, is this scoreline, Twiggy. So with an 8-4 advantage, an 8-4 advantage for Sealteam, do you think that this could mean that they have already kind of won in a sense with the mental game, with the score game, or do you think this could potentially be even? I mean, TradeLikePros could probably easily bring it back if they do the same sort of performance.
Yeah, I was talking at the start how I wanted TradeLikePros to play that, Skyjet kind of pushing play, go for aggressive picks immediately. Now, the thing is about this comp that you can still do that on defense, but they do. They really need to make sure they use those to their advantage, because when you're playing with a Sky and a Jet, if you don't go for those immediate picks, then you're basically just missing out on having a second duelist. You're just playing with an extra flash, and it's really not useful when you don't have movement abilities like Phoenix or Jet, and you're just kind of missing out on the extra pushing power that you could have. If they use it on defense, I think they can bring this back. If not, Sealteam are going to run away with it.
Well, they're already running away with control. They've gained full control of Seaside, and it looks as if TradeLikePros are none the wiser. Look at this, nobody going to actually retake yet, as we see the flank coming out from the Jet. But Ban, he's going to win out the first fight. That's Chipple gone into the dirt. The Jet is looking the wrong way as the other Jet gets the kill, and just under scoring. He's getting 2 frags, and now it's just 2 defenders left against 4 attackers. One goes into the dirt. The Astro is down to the right, but she's going to dip away. Is she actually going to be able to survive? It looks likely as the bomb begins to tick away. Tick, tick, tick. Can we see another frag? Can we see a potential retake here? It doesn't look likely as that tick gets quicker, and so does Justin's gun. 4 kills. That is huge for Eco, but so is that bomb exploding and taking out 2 players.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, winning that round is massive. You can buy up into this next one. It looks like Ban is actually going to buy up into a Phantom here. Definitely a bold play. That's high risk, high reward. You've obviously got that 2-hit headshot, and you can win those fights very quickly. You can get 3 body shots or 2 headshots, win those fights much quicker than you can with something like a Classic or a Spectre. But at the same time, you lose that weapon, you've just given away a Phantom to a team that was previously quite low on economy, and that could be all they need to turn it all the way back around. But if they use it correctly, then it could be, well, it could spell disaster here for TradeLikePros. And it looks like Sealteam are just going to go for another aggressive play over towards A here. They take control of the site. They're going to get the spike down before anybody can even contest them, using those Astra smokes brilliantly to, just get everything they need here. And it's going to have to be a full retake on the side of TradeLikePros.
It seems as if they've totally misread exactly what Sealteam wanted to do, and the fact that they committed 4 bodies to Seaside is what's probably going to be to their detriment. Remember, they're going to have to somehow get frags, they're going to somehow make an entry into Sight, but it's only Jonah making an entry into the scoreboard, getting 2 kills with that Spectre, and look at this, they're working in tandem. Ban's going to get another 2, and that's 2 double kills on the round. There's only 1 Jet left. Where is she? Can they find her? No, they can't. Tanaka, she's going to find 1 kill, and with that bomb ticking away, the only thing she's going to do is eco damage. Ban confirming the round with a triple kill, and Sealteam, they're going to finally reach double figures on the round count.
Yeah, and that's brilliant. The fact that they got those kills with the Phantom it means they carry it into the next round here, Ban, and that's actually going to be really great for contesting against the TradeLikePros ARs here. Tanaka's actually going to buy up that operator to try and get that range advantage that they've lost now that they know that Ban has that Phantom in hand. They need a little bit of extra damage coming out, so maybe that will help them out. But Sealteam are sitting pretty. They know even if they lose this round, they've still got the economy to buy up into the next one. All they need to do is take some weapons away. Not going to happen is if Tanaka is just going to find those picks, but Ban has already found one on Grim.
Yeah, found one onto Grim. Ban getting the refrag pretty quickly here, and with that, remember, she now has her ultimate ability. She can use that whenever she wants, but she won't be able to use it this time. Cypher getting a frag, and remember, his tripwire has just been triggered, so he knows that they are on site. I imagine all the rotates will begin. Soba going through CT, and these players trying to regain control through Garage, but remember, Impulsive, he won't let that happen. He won't even let them get a sniff of the site. They need to somehow make an entry 3 versus 3 here on the site. Twiggy, who's going to win out as the Astra ult gets committed? Papa Smurf making sure to get rid of the others. Astra, can they get rid of the other player on site? I wonder. Impulsive making an entry through Garage, coming for a bit of a flank here, picking up the Phantom. A bit of a bait with the defuse. Remember, there is still 2 players left. The health pool in favour of these defenders. So is the man count. Can they confirm the last one? They're going to have to go for this defuse. The Astra needs to win. And no, Nibbler with a clutch! A 2k at the end of the round, making it 11-4. They're 1 round away from match point. Twiggy, what a great round from them.
That is disaster for TradeLikePros. That was the round they needed to win. The fact that Sealteam brought an AR into the 3rd round, managed to get all of the picks they needed to finish it off. Even if TradeLikePros got that defuse there, they were still going to be so low on economy that they wouldn't be able to buy up into this round. Now they're stuck with low economy. They have to kind of half save, half buy into this next round. It's going to make it difficult no matter whether they win it or lose it. It's going to be so difficult for them to come all the way back into this one, no matter what. Best case scenario, you're playing for overtime here.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, whoa. Tanaka, great play with those knives. And when you see that, it's something you want to see. But look, I think it's Jet Ult versus Jet Ult. Is it Ban versus Tanaka? Who's going to win? Justin getting one onto Grim. Justin getting 2, actually. And now the knives being traded back and forth. Who's actually going to win? It's going to be Ban. Papa Smurf taking the reflag, though. And with the advantage being in favour of these attackers, they're slowly going to turn themselves into defenders, defending this spike as it begins to be planted.
Yeah, 2 players left on the side of TradeLikePros, and they're both coming in over from Garage, over from mid here. They're going to have to, well, I mean, methodically check every corner, and that's going to waste a lot of time. Here comes out the Owl drone to give them a little bit of positional advantage. That gravity well is massive, though. It sucks Papa Smurf all the way in, and Justin is just going to be able to use that to waste a bunch of time. They don't know the second player is behind Papa Smurf here, and they're both going to turn around the corner at the same time, get that headshot onto Justin. They turn onto sight here. They have to start defusing the spike if they can right now. The shock dart going to do a lot of damage. Papa Smurf trying to defend Chippo here, but Chippo's going to get taken down from behind him. It's Nibbler now on 10 HP, just trying to stop this defuse from happening, but there's only a couple seconds left, and it's not going to matter either way. I don't think Papa Smurf has this one.
No, he doesn't. Look at that. That was so close. Papa Smurf, so close at the end of the round. He did so well getting a 4k to shut down the Sealteam, but it doesn't matter when you can't get the defuse time off. I mean, this is it. Look at this. You're now 1 round away from losing this map. I don't know if TradeLikePros actually have it in pocket to go flawless. They have to win 8 rounds in a row without an answer from Sealteam. Twiggy, it's just looking like it's going to be Sealteam's map.
Yeah, either this round or the next round, I think it's going to be Sealteam's map. This round, TradeLikePros can buy up into this one, but if they lose more than 2 members here, they're not going to be able to buy up fully into the next round, which is going to spell disaster for them. Chippo is going to find 1 pick. If they can go flawless this round, they might have a chance of coming all the way back into this one, and that's a good start for them. The Sealteam definitely have the answers they need to bring this one back if they want to here. TradeLikePros are going to sit back and just wait for anything to happen.
Yeah, that's it. Looks like they're confirming utility in towards C site, making sure that they know that no one's there. And triple hiding potentially could give them away. They're using the owl drone to gain utility, kind of entry in, but Tanaka's making the entry, getting rid of 1 player, Justin actually getting a bit of a refrag, taking down triple. Now we think and we have a look. We see what are the attackers actually going to do. Where are they going to confirm their kind of execute, but we don't know yet. We haven't seen anything of control, but we have seen control in terms of kills. There goes another for this man, this Astra, who's been so dominant in the kill feed. 3 defenders left, but what control do they have? No, Nibbler, not like this. Looking the wrong way. Grim, please confirm that kill.
Oh no!
Oh,
what are you doing?
My God, I can't believe he.
One
How did
enemy
he lose
remaining.
that?
Oh no! What?
Player standing.
He pulled out his flash right after the pick. I mean, when you're playing against... Oh, here it is, so the 1v1 ban. Oh, okay, Cypher just manages to get this. But now, I mean, look at their economy. They have 1 operator, and then coming into this one, look at this. Once we bring up this buy menu here, you're going to see that it's basically just the operator on that side. They're going to have maybe 1 AR on this one. Apart from that, it's either half buy or you're looking at a SMG here.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, there's nothing to kind of signal to us as casters that this is going to be the round, this is going to be this is going to be that. I mean, it's looking fairly underwhelming in terms of munitions, all in favour of what looks to be the defenders, as they've all got rifles and an operator. A couple of pistols on favour is Sealteam. Tanaka taking out Van, and look, the ultimate abilities start to come out. They're trying to confirm that this will be their round, but with I mean, not many guns, not many rifles. Oh my God, Jonah taking out Chippo. Finally, we may see they've actually taken control of C site, but look where all the defenders are. They're waiting in this alleyway, waiting to get control. The Jet using the operator to try and find players, but nothing being confirmed. Jonah getting through, getting that firewall up, but getting caught off guard. Cypher taking down Jonah, and now the action starts to come out here as we know where players are. Papa Smurf get 1, getting 2, and only 1 player left. It is Impulsive, but if there's anybody who wants to clutch up, it is this Cypher. He confirms the first kill, but he needs to find 2 others. He needs to find 2 other players. 1 is low in health. It is that Cypher. Remember, check every corner. Gonna have playing against the time, essentially. Papa Smurf playing in the default position, but when you don't check the corners correctly, you leave Cypher to close out the round. Potentially here we could see at the start of a comeback. That's 2 rounds in a row, and what that means, Twiggy, is the fact that there's going to be a little bit of eco damage, but remember it was a bit of a save from Sealteam with a few pistols being brought.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, both teams now playing on pennies. Both of them are really just, you know, the amount of picks that are going out on either side each round is making sure that nobody has the economy that they can safely buy up every single round. They're going to have to keep playing with scraps, and it looks like TradeLikePros are going to... Oh, sorry, it looks like Sealteam are going to kind of half buy into this one. Make sure that they don't spend too much money. They're going to kind of equalize out their economy and get back into this one. Tanaka tries to get 1 pick, but turns around the corner. Oh, and doesn't quite find it. I don't know. Nibbler just took out the drone there, and Cypher was there at the right time to find that pick, but Jonah gets a trade immediately. Grim going for ban there. Tanaka turns around the corner and finds that flick onto Jonah, and now it's all up to the last 2 players on Sealteam. I don't think they really wanted to win this round too badly in the end, but it's going to be difficult to do it if they do now.
Well, that's it. With 2 players left to win out the game, it's not going to happen here. We do have Justin, though. Remember, he's been lightening up this scoreboard. He's certainly trying to light up this round. Tanaka with the operator shutting down Justin before he even gets started. So now let's actually analyse here, Twiggy. I know we've been doing a lot of play-by-play, but let's think about what these two players have, what these two teams could potentially be thinking in their comms. I mean, if you're TradeLikePros, you're thinking to yourself, we've got a bit of momentum, we have a bit of economy here, and it's all in favour of us. But the thing is, economy doesn't necessarily matter when you're one round away from losing. But Sealteam, they've lost how many rounds in a row? I mean, you start to doubt yourself, surely, when you're this close to finishing, but not actually being able to finish it out.
Yeah, Sealteam really could be doubting themselves at this point. This is their first of a few more chances to try and get back into this one. Ban is going to take it in stride, getting one pick. Cypher going to find Nibbler over there on long, but they do have control of the site, and now Cypher is stuck in one location, going to be pushed down by all the members of Sealteam here, pushed out there. That's going to find them. Neural Theft finds out all the players on the side of TradeLikePros, and they're actually going to be able to get the spike down for free. Ban finds one pick. It's a 2 versus 4. The Hunter's Fury finds 2 hits. Doesn't find the kill, though. Ban turning around the corner finds the immediate headshot with the knives and the second headshot with a 4K to finish out the round. It's 13-7 for Sealteam in the first game of this best of 3.
Well, I'll certainly say something here. I'm going to put my hand up and say sorry. I'm sorry for doubting yous. They really won that last round emphatically. My God, what a great performance from Sealteam to make sure the TradeLikePros really had no look in.
Yeah, absolutely. They've really just played it well. I mean, Sealteam were just kind of clinical in the way they were playing, especially on defense towards the end of that round. Apart from after that tactical pause, they were playing just so well. They had the momentum and they kept it going. And then after that second half, I mean, they took 4 rounds immediately in the second half before losing those last few. And they just had so much time that even if they didn't win that round, they would have had another 2 or 3 buy rounds before the end of the game that they could have tried to win in. And it's a brilliant one from them. Obviously, TradeLikePros tried their best, but in the end, I just don't think they were using their comp as effectively as they could have.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there was a lot of micro mistakes. I've already mentioned it before. I'm checking certain corners and then losing out gunfights because of that. And when that happens, it just slowly starts to build up. In a game like Valorant, where the rich get richer and the poorer get poorer, I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just like real life, honestly. Anyway, we're just waiting on the second map here. The second map going to be Ascent with the side of Sealteam picking attack on that one. It's going to start out completely the opposite as we saw in Haven, but Ascent we've seen so many times. Both teams have played this one. I think this was actually the map that TradeLikePros and Sealteam played in the winners finals, so it should be interesting to see. I mean, TradeLikePros picked this map, so I'd be interested to see. Maybe they've come up with a strat overnight. They were thinking of some other way to win this one out. Maybe they were just thinking of some way to kind of readjust this one in the break between last game.
Well, this is the thing, though, Twiggy, when we start to think about how last night went, it was again all in favour of Sealteam. But with already having the information of how your team plays, already having that kind of initial engagement between each other on the same map that you've already played can prove a different dynamic between these two teams. We've already seen that. I mean, TradeLikePros, they have it in their locker to bring it back, and potentially we could easily see Icebox. And this is something that I'm excited for, to see the rematch. I mean, essentially, this is essentially the start of your redemption story on the map that you lost.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe they planned on losing that first map so they could have that,
yeah.
a reverse sweep of this one. We're going to head into a quick 5-minute break. We're just going to wait for the players to get ready, get the lobby ready, make sure everything is in tip-top shape for this last game. But we'll see you there. Don't go anywhere because this is going to be an exciting, maybe finale, maybe not finale, to this best of 3 series. We'll see you then.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the IVitational. I mean, what a first map we saw here from TradeLikePros and Sealteam. Sealteam emphatically winning that one out. What can we say about that performance?
I mean, it was exemplary. On both sides, they managed to get the upper hand. Towards the first half of each side, they just managed to get the rounds they needed to close it all out. No matter how much momentum TradeLikePros could gain back towards the end of it, it didn't really matter. When you've got those rounds in hand, it just takes all the pressure off you, puts all the pressure on the enemy. If they make one more mistake, that's over for them. And now moving into Ascent, they're going to look to close this one out with a bang. They just want to keep the same momentum going. Win this one. They've picked attack on the side of, on the map Ascent here, and they're going to be picking out their heroes now.
Well, that's it. They're picking out. We're finally seeing some decisions being made on both sides, and it looks like we're actually going to see two Skies, two Killjoys, two Jets, two Sobas, and two Astras. Completely identical rosters from these two teams, which can only mean that it all essentially comes down to gun skill and economy, because there's nothing in difference when it comes to utility.
Yeah, but as we know, TradeLikePros don't really play this composition the way you'd expect two initiators to be played. When you hear the word initiator, you get the idea that, you use that to make initiations quickly, get those picks off at the start of the round. Maybe that's what Sealteam are going to go for here, but TradeLikePros, we know that they don't quite go for that playstyle. They go for a more reserved playstyle with this comp. I don't think it works too well, but maybe that's exactly what they've practiced, and if they've practiced it, then that's probably what's best for them. But maybe I'm interested to see, really, what Sealteam do with this composition.
Well, the thing is, though, maybe it's just a comfortable option. At the end of the day, you don't necessarily want to be put out too much from your comfort zone. And when that's the case, I mean, like, why not just pick something that, I mean, you know very well, you know how to use. So maybe that's the situation here. But again, as you've already said, it hasn't been working. So maybe potentially something different is needed, but that doesn't matter. There's no point talking about ifs, buts and maybes. We'll talk about the now as we see Jonah. He's quickly getting straight onto sight. The Jet maybe being caught off guard here by the turret, taking a lot of damage, but it's all the defenders lighting up the scoreboard. Tanaka and Grim with those frags. Papa Smurf with another Grim with his second, and it's down to the Soba on low HP. The defenders winning the first round here. That is TradeLikePros winning the first round, and what better way to make your start to, I mean, a comeback than winning a round like that.
Yeah, Jonah pushes straight in there, finds himself trapped under heaven as his teammates are just being sprayed down from heaven in the choke point that is B main, and it's difficult. A main, sorry, and it's it's difficult now. You're trapped on site. The rest of your team is falling like flies over at the well behind you. And now, I mean, what more can you do at that point? Those two frags were absolutely brilliant from TradeLikePros to open that round up.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's what you want. Sealteam tried to open up the site, but when you see TradeLikePros open up the scoreboard, the kills, that's just something that, I mean, is all that matters at the end of the day. You can't get site control if all the bodies are hitting the floor. Speaking of hitting the floor, Tanaka is putting Ban's body on the floor. That's your Sky. But Jonah answering back. There's Papa Smurf going. Electric Arrow being brought out. Chippo getting one, and look at this. It's all going green. Look, oh my god, the defenders TradeLikePros, they're certainly answering back. They're learning from their mistakes from previous, making sure Sealteam know exactly what's going to be happening.
Yeah, this is the round where Sealteam can really start to make their mark on this once again, but yeah, it's been brilliant from TradeLikePros so far. They've managed to reserve themselves in a good way. They've been making sure they're going for trades on their teammates, making sure they can back up and not give away any unnecessary positioning, any unnecessary weapons. This is where their mettle is really tested, though.
See, in a best of three, it all matters about mentality, and if you can reset your endurance of mentality. Remember, TradeLikePros have already been through an absolute amazing matchup against the previous team, and with that being said, the fact that they've been able to reset and take these two rounds straight away on this map is pretty, I mean, commendable, to be honest. Well, the thing is, though, no trades are actually being brought out on this round specifically. No kills being gained, no control being gained, only people taking off positions. And here we go, the first gunfight being taken, but nothing being gained as per, only Astra utility being burned.
Yeah, they're trying to go for this garden control, and eventually they will gain it. Sealteam there were playing for that mid control, but now out comes the map controllers. Tanaka takes down Nibbler inside of A main there, stopping the teammates from getting through, and Grim takes down Jonah. Papa Smurf on Ban, and it's looking like a TradeLikePros round, even though Sealteam bought up into this one fully.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, when you're committing all this economy, when you're committing all these rifles and not winning it, it looks worse and worse. It looks like you're losing your footing within the match. But remember, it's so early. We can't say anything yet. Papa Smurf maybe trying to catch someone off guard, but it's Justin who's actually going to be able to pick that frag up. The two players left, they have gained control of B, but it's a false sense of security. Impulsive left against 4 men. They need to make sure they don't give them 1v1s, but when Tanaka's there to close down that player. Well played from TradeLikePros. That's 3 rounds in a row. Not even an answer back from Sealteam. Nothing that looked convincing from them. And maybe, potentially, TradeLikePros have reviewed yesterday, have reviewed where they went wrong, and went like that. We know exactly what you're going to do.
Yeah, now, I mean, not even having to spend a penny, Cypher, Tanaka, and Grim there, as they just pick up Vandals from the Sealteam side. So they're going to be really sitting pretty on that money now. But 4 Sheriffs are going to come out from Sealteam as they try and wrestle back some control. Looks like they're going to head towards A and go for a quicker engagement. That's exactly what you want to do when you're playing with the Sky and the Jet. Just turning around the corner, it looks like TradeLikePros are backing up, not wanting to give away any unnecessary picks against this side, but pushing through the smoke here. Jonah will find the first pick onto Grim. That headshot with the blades. Comes around the next corner, doesn't quite find Cypher. Cypher going to finish that one off pretty easily. No damage going out on that one. The spike is down for the side of Sealteam now, though. They have a little bit of control, and they just need to get in these post-up positions, hold them off.
Well, they lose a man, they gain a man, and that time being the extra man. Papa Smurf, though, going to make it even on the man count, or the metaphorical man count, I should say. Looks like we've got Papa Smurf getting aggressive here, and all the trades are coming out, but it's all going to end up green. Another round for TradeLikePros, and that's probably the most convincing Sealteam have been on this map so far. Again, we're seeing here that Sealteam trying to adjust, trying to see what they can do with, I mean, it was a thrifty round. They didn't have much in their pockets, and with a full buy, I'd imagine they'd be able to do a lot more.
There were a lot of positives there for the side of Sealteam there. They got on the site, they got everything done. If they did have a full buy in that round, I reckon it could have been the round that they got back into this one. Does mean they're going to have to, repeat their success this time with that better economy, trying to push through, get those weapons away from the side of TradeLikePros, but you're going to have to win 2 or 3 in this fashion to kind of keep TradeLikePros out of the game at this point and try and gain back some control of this scoreline.
Well, that's it. They need to wrestle some sort of control, but they're not gaining any control of sight. I mean, that's probably the most control they've gained in that last one. Justin getting one onto Tanaka, and there we go. We've opened up the man count here in favour of the attackers, and when that happens, it starts to slowly tick away. Ban taking out Cypher, Jonah taking out Papa Smurf, Chippo. He has finally answered back, but now he's left with it all to do, all the utility coming and hunting him down. They know exactly where he is, but it looks like he's actually going to drop that Odin and opt for a Vandal, maybe going for more of a long-range fight, and with the spike being dropped, it looks like he's going to have to find 3 men, and the defuse is not looking good.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult retake on the side here for Chippo. He's probably not feeling too confident on this one, but he's got to come into it with the best chance he can now. Going to reload as it comes up into Heaven and look for his first pick. 2 players sat under Heaven, and he's going to use the recon dart to try and find out where anybody is. Gets destroyed before it finds anyone out. And he just has to push around. He's only got a couple seconds left if he wants to fully push through here, get the spike. And that gravity well is going to make sure he doesn't go absolutely anywhere. Concussed, Justin turns around the corner, finds that pick. A brilliant gravity well.
Yeah, great use of utility all in all, but great use of the rifles more importantly, making sure that all the players were put 6 foot under, nobody being able to save at the end there. I mean, this is the thing, they realised, right, we've got rid of all these picks and we know exactly where the last player is, he's over on B. So what do? You rotate to A, you get the plant down, you create the crossfires, and when that happens, and you also have utility to aid those crossfires, it's basically a perfect round from them. Unluckily, I mean, for TradeLikePros, the economy is going to take a bit of damage, and so is the man count for them. Look at this, it's all ending up on the attackers.
And they've already got complete B control. They're going to be able to completely stop off market here. and actually completely get Papa Smurf before he can even turn around the corner. Don't know where Grim is quite yet, but it doesn't really matter if they hold these corners. There's 5 of them still alive. They now know where he is. The Vandal shot's very loud. They're going to hear that one. Turn around the corner, look for this first pick, and Grim, oh, not quite going to get taken down, but, oh, straight up in the air with the classic. 2 shots to the chest. Going to stop that one from happening, and now it's just, I mean, well, what can you do but try and save your operator here for Tanika?
Yeah, but the thing is, though, she's putting herself in a bit of a bad position. Info dart to confirm her position, but Ban using the Phantom to confirm the kill. 4-2 in favour of TradeLikePros, and now again it's all going to end up momentum on the side of Sealteam. Looking like almost a bit of a thrifty round, or I thought it was a thrifty round, but it looks like Tripple's actually going to buy a rifle. It looks like a bit of a hybrid, or maybe I'll just talk nonsense because it's Tanaka, the only one keeping a classic.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they have the ultimate in there. Tanaka has that ultimate available instead of a rifle. Probably will use that along with the Sky Flash to try and get an opening pick, but since nobody's really there, it's not really going to come up aces for them. Jonah, though, is going to find an ace in Cypher and look for... well, maybe look for a full ace on this one, but they have that B control to begin with. Means they can start making moves towards the site. As the flank comes through from the TradeLikePros players, they're just going to try and find any picks now, but holding down the site is difficult when you've got those... Oh, Tanaka coming around the corner is going to find one pick on mid, though, with the knives. And it's all up to them to try and push all the way around. That's why the Astra and the Sova here are kind of waiting for stuff to happen. It's not going to matter. Tanaka finds one, but Jonah's already found 2 on site. That keeps them that control. And now Grim and Tanaka here are pushing through to try and find these last picks. Those tracers, oh, Grim maybe could have fired back at those. Doesn't want to waste any ammo and give away position. But here comes around the corner. The shotgun's going to do a lot of damage, and Nibbler's going to finish that one off. It's just Tanaka now. Finds one with the knives. He's going to have to find 2 more, but Justin with the Odin is going to stop them from getting anywhere near.
Yeah, it's going to have to be an ace clutch, and when it's going to have to be an ace clutch, that's when things get that bit harder. I mean, 1 after 1, 5 kills in a row you need to find. Twiggy, when that happens, I mean, in your head, you maybe get a bit excited, you maybe just get ahead of yourself once you've got 3 on the board already. Well, that's the thing though, it looks like Sealteam have got 3 in a row so far. That means the economy again is slowly starting to swing now in favour of Sealteam. TradeLikePros, they've had so much damage being done to them, they're buying out, but it seems to be they don't have much in terms of armour, well they have plenty in terms of rifles. When that happens, you start to ask questions. Are you going to be able to win every gunfight? You're at an inherent disadvantage straight away because your opposition have that, I mean, extra 25 armour. We'll need to see if that is going to be a massive disadvantage here as we look to see where all the men count are, and it's all on the favour of A. That looks like Killjoy ultimate being used on B. Maybe could be a bait, and it looks like the defenders may actually have read into this.
Yeah, a lot of the time that lockdown is used as a bait, and especially with all of that economy coming out towards A now, they do know that it's not quite what it was all chalked up to be. And Tanaka Grim are going to completely hold this one down. Jonah's going to find one trade, but it's not enough when Papa Smurf takes down Jonah. It's all down to Nibbler. Finds one pick, is going to back out of this one now. Has the spike, can go anywhere he wants. Going to stay towards A now and just look for that next pick. If he turns too far to the left, though, Tanaka has a brilliant view of him.
This is the thing though, it's actually inherently a 1 versus 2 on site, but it's actually a 2 versus 0 on site because we see that final player getting confirmed to die. Now we see finally an answer back from TradeLikePros. They're stopping the momentum of Sealteam, they're stopping that train of the economy. And when that happens, I mean, you start to kind of rejuvenate yourself, you have that mental reset, you think to yourself, right, finally we've got that extra round on the board, we keep our advantage, and especially on a map like Ascent, where it is, and I mean, technically a defender-sided map, I mean, you'll be thinking to yourself, right, finally we keep going.
Yeah, they've wrested a little bit of control in this map. It's not over at all, though. Only 2 rounds in it, and they do need to finish this half off. Probably at least 7-5 on this one to even, consider their half like a very good one. You know, you don't want to be finishing this half off even, because it means that maybe Sealteam do have that extra ability to finish off this game. with a win. But Nibbler's going to find one pick, and that's going to put some fear into the hearts of TradeLikePros. They have 3 ults available. Papa Smurf is going to find Jonah, and now it's a 4v4. But Justin is in a great position to take down Cypher as he turns around the corner. Now they have full control of mid and full control of that side of B. They're going to try and come in here and try and push all the way past Chippo, who's readying that recon bolt, trying to push it through. But before he can pull the Odin out, that long time to take it up in his arms, Justin is going to find that pick.
Yeah, it's just so unfortunate. I wanted them to put the dart away and just focus on using the gun, not using the utility. Tanaka, though, is going to do exactly that, using the operator to take out Impulsive. Remember, he's been so good throughout this matchup. He's been getting frags left, right, and centre. And when you've got ultimate abilities to confirm the round, it makes it that much harder. Remember, no bullets can actually penetrate this wall. And remember, it's also a one-way sight. They can actually see where this player is, I believe. No, the location bolt is actually going to confirm. Papa Smurf taking out the Astra. The second player getting ready to push through. It is that Soba of Nibbler. And looks like they're just going to actually save his ban. Maybe going to cut off this rotate from Papa Smurf. And there it is. They're going to try and find Tanaka with the operator. But I don't believe that's going to be the case.
Yeah, no, it's a brilliant use of that Cosmic Divide to just make sure you're wasting time. You know, there's a really big time pressure on the side of TradeLikePros to push through that and try and get something done. But when you're playing with an Operator and a Vandal in a 2v3, it's difficult to find the time to go in, try and find a pick blind around a corner, and then get onto the site and get the spike before anything goes wrong. And, you know, with that much time pressure, there's not much you can do but back off. And I mean, they did find one pick towards the end, but it was traded out, and Sealteam have definitely won that round quite convincingly.
Yeah, is it? Can you see? You can't see through the wall, can you? From like the people that have actually used it.
No, you cannot.
No, because I must have been an observer glitch or something that I'd seen, but that doesn't matter. There's going to be no observer glitches in the kill feed. Look at this, it's all lighting up fairly quickly. Ultimate's being used. I believe it was the Sky. Yes, it was. We see those angry cabbages trying to find out where these players are, but nothing being found. Just a small bit of information to see where they went with the judges getting ready to take out Impulsive, but Impulsive using what he is best at winning, and now look, only 2 defenders are left. Make that one. It is the Jet. Can she actually bring this back? Can she win this 1 versus 3? Make it 1 versus 4. The plant down. The man gained in time.
Yeah, this is a difficult one. Once again, I think probably going to want to save this. It's a difficult situation. I mean, TradeLikePros do well to take out the ulti and Jet immediately in this round, but I mean, Tanaka does not want to go for this. You want to save this operator, especially when your team is so low on economy that buying into this round itself is a difficult option on this. And you know, I mean, you've got a round in hand. You can kind of justify staying back and saving those weapons, bringing it back into this round, and then trying to bring it back after the even scoreline. So it's a good choice, I think, from Tanaka here, but it's going to be difficult for the team to buy around him.
It's not even that, though. It's the fact that it is the operator. I mean, that is 5,000 credits when buying guns that you're going to save there. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all that matters, is having those guns to win the gunfights. Looks like it's going to be harder, though. Again, we have to keep talking about economy and the impact of each round. The economy, again, getting worse and worse for TradeLikePros as they lose and start to hemorrhage rounds as we go on. It looks like it's just not going to happen. They have bought lots of rifles. Papa Smurf not actually opting for any shields. Does have 1,000 in pocket. I don't believe why. I don't know why you wouldn't buy.
No.
Maybe they're thinking to themselves, we'll save it for next round. Plenty of bullets being traded through this mid area here, Twiggy, trying to see if they can find anybody, but nobody to be found. Look where the outlines are, they are actually all on site. Soba ult coming out, again, nothing being gained. It looks like it's just a waste in terms of utility. Maybe not necessarily a waste, but a confirmation of you shouldn't be here. The operator going to trade some bullets. More Soba ults being used. Can they find a body? It doesn't look likely, I say that, but the third and last bullet of that bow and arrow making sure to take out the Jet with, I mean, the operator that was saved last round.
Yeah, absolutely. Or spraying through the smoke. Chipper can't even find that pick onto the revealed player. They have full control of B now, and it looks like every round Sealteam have just made sure they have that mid control, pushed through, got the picks they needed. Now they get the spike down. Grim does find a trade onto Ban, but it's still a 4v3, and they have the spike in hand. They have that positional advantage, they have the man advantage, and now they just need to hold it down themselves. Wolf comes out to try and find any players, but Jonah's turning around the corner already, finds one headshot, gonna shy away from that second one, try and spray him down. A lot of health goes out, but Grim is going to find the trade eventually. They have to push into this one quickly, though. It's only 2 players. They don't know where the rest of them are, and Justin and Nibbler are going to finish that one off.
Confirming exactly where they are and confirming exactly where TradeLikePros should be, and that's back in their spawn as we head into the last round before the swap. Well played from both teams so far, but now we're forced to look at the last round, and I mean, TradeLikePros, they can't even go for necessarily full buys. Cypher forced into that judge. Chippo having to take a Spectre. Only 3 players actually taking rifles, and Papa Smurf not even having full shields. Twiggy, when you're coming up against the likes of an Odin, 3 Phantoms, and a Vandal, it's not looking good. And with Impulsive confirming, it doesn't look to get any better.
Yeah, Chippo's fallen prey to that twice now, the reverse kind of Odin play there, but Tanaka is going to find Ban through the smoke. A great spray there is going to find one player. It's going to keep them away from A for a little bit, and the rest of his teammates are going to try and join him, keep everybody out of there. But with the mid control that Sealteam have got, they can kind of switch locations whenever they want. They can always back out, go back towards B where the rest of the players are waiting. And even if not, it's just the options that they have that they can use to their advantage. Oh, but we might want to turn around at this point. Oh, mid is being taken away here now as the players kind of go for these flanking rotations. Jonah is going to decide to go in towards A here. Pushes round. Cypher is going to find Justin from the back line. Nibbler finds Tanaka. Impulsive onto Cypher. Papa Smurf onto Jonah. It's back to a 2v2. Grim finds Nibbler, and now it's all up to Impulsive. Turning around into Garden. Has to rest off 2 players. Doesn't quite find the spray onto Papa Smurf, and it's going to make the half 6-6.
Equal on the round count. That's so well played from TradeLikePros. I was actually getting worried there if Sealteam started to take an advantage. Thing is, though, as well, on top of that round at the end, there was plenty of ultis still to be used, and when that happens, there is an inherent advantage. Again, might not have the equal advantage, but when there's ultimates to be used, I mean, let's be honest here, some of them can be quite oppressive, especially when you've got knives, you've got walls that can be used, even bow and arrows, angry cabbages. Something like that would definitely make you scared in the round. Now, there's no ultimates to be used, but there's plenty of pistols. We go back to the very start. We reset. We're equal on everything from the start. Equal on round count, equal on players. So, Twiggy, when this happens, I mean, you're always going to want to win out the pistol round, start that equal train rolling.
Yeah, absolutely. This is such an important round now for both teams, because this is what is going to set the pace for this half. And it's why I think TradeLikePros are playing so passively here. They're just trying to get a little bit of map control, push up, and just try and gain as much as they can. That way they can choose to go wherever they want to. If they take this mid here, it looks like they're going to opt towards B through Market. But it looks like Sealteam are actually kind of waiting for them there, around Market in the CT area.
That's it. It seems as if they're slowly waiting to see if anybody makes a mistake, trying to see if they can find any sort of frags. Jonah actually opting not to take out that dog that was kind of running by there. Jonah, though, he's going to opt to actually take out the 2 players in front of him rather than the one that passes. Tanaka getting one. That is the Jet finally getting a kill. And now it's Jet versus Jet. Can Tanaka win? Doesn't look likely. Throws out a smoke to actually cut off any lines of sight. But now, look, they're rotating back and forth, trying to catch each other off guard. Plenty of players left inside of these defenders, and now with the spike down, the spike going cold, it means that the advantage is in favour, essentially, of these defenders. Papa Smurf finding another, though. I mean, that's it. That's what you want. You just need to keep finding frags, keep making sure you catch players off guard, but with all this utility, it's starting to get a bit oppressive here. Papa Smurf with the clock red needs to find 2 frags. All Impulsive needs to do is stay away. But now Papa Smurf looking the wrong way, and Nibbler just nibbling on the economy, nibbling on that player's health, making sure to win out the round for Sealteam. Very well played from them.
Yeah, and an important round too, because that's set that little bit of momentum in their favor in this half, and it's the half that, I mean, this is the half that could win them the whole tournament. This is, you know, this is where the momentum really takes place now. For TradeLikePros, the pressure is piling on. You know, you won the first 4 rounds in the first half, but you still couldn't win the half. And when you lose the first 2, it's got to feel like, well, now we've got to make up rounds, and we couldn't do that in the first half. What can we do now?
Yeah, that's it. You need to try and find answers to the questions that your opposition are posing, and when you can't find answers, it gets worrying. Look here, we finally find one answer, and it's Jonah finding the head of Cypher. Papa Smurf, though, very quick to get that kill, and when you drop that sniper rifle, oh my god, I thought we're going to see a kill there, but it's Justin making sure that nobody gets an answer. Ban using... Oh my god, I mean, what can we say about that? The defenders are just not letting TradeLikePros get any look into sight. They're all being taken outside, and I mean, left outside.
Yeah, it was a great use of the better weapons there to make sure that they... I mean, it was great from Justin to make sure that he was taking close range engagements with the LMG. Even when he was flash, he could just spray down the window, make sure nobody got through. It was great from the shotgun players to make sure that they were playing around corners, taking people by surprise. So they used the weapons effectively to shut down TradeLikePros. Now it's all up to TradeLikePros. If they don't win this round, it could be difficult for them to get back into this half.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, they need to try and find some sort of answers here. And with potentially a bit more economy on their side, it could look that a little bit better. The L-drone coming out, confirming players' positions. The jet going straight into the other jet's crosshairs. Tanaka finally getting a frag. Now it's looking that little bit better. Cypher shutting down Impulse. So they're trying to find control of the site. Nothing being gained yet. Remember, one player could essentially hold down a site if they find the frags. Making a way through into mid. They're using the utility, they're using the sky utility very well, and now they confirm that mid is actually clear. Where do they go? Do they choose A or do they choose B? They're still to make up their mind, and with the clock ticking down further and further, I mean, where do you decide to go?
I mean, they left the spike in spawn at the start of the round, which kind of just allowed Sealteam to soak up that pressure. Even though they lost 2 players, they can just back up and wait. TradeLikePros aren't going to push anywhere when they don't have the spike. You know, you take control of the site, you're giving up control of it before you can even get the spike down. Now they've decided to go towards B, but they're going to face a little bit of, you know, there's time pressure now. If Nibbler can stop the spike from going down first, it's going to allow his teammates to get back in play. Can't find the first pick. Tanaka's going to take down Bang. Grim with Nibbler now. There's only 1 player left. There's 20 seconds. It's going to be easy to plant the spike. But Justin has got an Ares here. If you wanted any weapon coming into this site from the choice that Sealteam had, probably this is going to be the best one out of the bunch.
Yeah, that's it. It's an LMG with plenty of bullets, plenty of heads to find, though, and this is where it gets worrying. He needs to somehow find his way, find his entry, find his ingression, but he's not going to find anything. Looks like utility going to be used and nobody going to be caught out. I don't know if Justin's maybe thinking to himself that he's going to stay away, make sure that he doesn't get caught out, maybe keep a bit of economy, but looks like the attackers, they're looking to make it flawless, make sure that there is an absolute destruction to this economy of the defenders of Sealteam. And look at this, TradeLikePros, they're not letting them out of arm's reach. They keep pulling them back and tugging away at that shut, saying, look, we're still here. It's like that annoying little brother that's always at your side. They're not letting go.
Do you have any games on your phone? You have any games on your phone?
That's exactly what it's like.
Yeah, TradeLikePros trying to bring it back now, and they do manage to keep all of those weapons into this next half. Or next round, sorry, but Sealteam are going to buy up into this one. They've got that operator, and they do have 3 rifles in this one, which does mean that they can stay back. But again, both teams are really not using this sky to go for aggressive plays. They're staying back, they're playing passively. All of the players of TradeLikePros now in a long. Let's see if anybody can find this opening pick. I feel like the first opening pick is going to be the most important one here for either team.
Yeah, that's it. Now bullets being traded. Jonah finally taking out Triple, but Cypher has taken out that Sky. Remember, her utility is usually probably the most oppressive, and with the spike being planted, it looks like TradeLikePros have some decent control, but when you've got control of the kill feed, it makes it that bit harder. It's now 2v2. The operator's still on heaven. The Soba's going to manage to take it out. Papa Smurf with a triple kill. The attackers making sure that the round count goes even. My God, what a triple kill from him. A clutch scenario, and clutch he did.
Yeah, by the skin of their teeth, TradeLikePros get their way through that round, just about. That's all they need, though, because they did have enough economy that they could buy up into this next round no matter what. Sealteam, however, going to find it hard in this one. They're actually going to save up into the next round, try and get those ARs immediately, as soon as they can, not let TradeLikePros get 2 rounds on them.
Well, that's it. They're not letting anybody gain advantage, as we said before. It needs to be concrete, and nothing has been concrete so far. It looks like the players are actually going to flash themselves, but picking one frag out. Does Chipple know that the sky's still there? Well, no, now he's completely flashed, completely taken out. But Tanaka, oh my God, look at that. He's lit up that scoreboard, and now it's just up to the sky with that Phantom in hand. Can he find the remaining 2 players? It looks like the one player with the spike has completely ran onto site. Do they know that the Jet's there? They know now. Tanaka's swinging hard, swinging wide, and look at that. TradeLikePros, they're taking the advantage very, very quickly.
Yeah, it's a good round from Sealteam. They do well to gain up that little bit of economy that they need to get into this next round fully. They're going to be able to get an Odin for their troubles, but that was exactly what I want to see. You know, I've wanted to see this the whole series with that Sky, pushing forward, getting 2 free kills by just using that flash, pushing straight into it. That's how you should play these double initiator compositions. And if they can make that happen when they've got assault rifles, maybe it'll be that much easier to win the game, but we're yet to see that.
Well, this is the thing, though. I mean, when you're doing plays like that, surely you think with your other side, what we're actually going to do is we're just going to play that little bit passive. I mean, just make sure that we don't get picked out or anything like that. We say that, and it looks like the attacker Killjoy is actually going to get destroyed. I was about to say displaced defenders, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Now gunfight's being taken, and Cypher is actually going to win that out. Gun getting a second, and the scoreboard is looking like it's all going to be attackers, all utilities being burned, and so as the bodies of these defenders down to 1 Jet, and looks like TradeLikePros could potentially go double figures there. Triple kill from Cypher, a flawless round from the attackers. I mean, when we think of this, Twiggy, it looks like the economy potentially couldn't be too good on the side of Sealteam, therefore potentially confirming already TradeLikePros winning this round just to sheer economic advantage.
Yeah, and at this point, when you win 4 rounds in a row, you are looking at having a bankroll that will allow you to make mistakes now. They have, well, I mean, they can make a couple more mistakes. They have 2 rounds in hand, but they also have enough economy in hand that even if they win those, even if they lose those 2 rounds, you know, just getting a few kills will be great for them because they have enough to buy into the next round no matter what.
Yeah, that's it, and when you're able to make mistakes, then you can make crazy plays, you can make these high-risk, high-reward plays, and when that happens, that's when we get to shout. Look, Jonah's already going to get us to shout as all these knives are being expended, but nothing being gained. He needs to find 1 headshot to regain all his knives, but nothing is being gained. It's only damage is gained and getting healed straight back up by the Sky. Look at this, all the health pool is actually in favour of the defenders now, because there goes Chipple.
Yeah, doing well there to find that first pick there, Nibbler. That's great. That's what they needed to come into this one because they are so low on health and so low on positional advantages, so low on economical advantages sat here with their sheriffs. Now as they push into B site here, TradeLikePros spraying through the smoke just into that common location is going to find 1 pick. Nibbler trying to find a second, pulls out the bow by accident maybe. Grim finds 1 pick, finds 2 picks, gets onto site, might be going for the ace this round. They've got that full B site by, not finding the ace this round. Impulsive is going to find 1, going to be traded out immediately, but it's all up to Ban now, just with a sheriff to finish off this round, and I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, I mean, that's it, but we've seen crazier things happen as she does actually pick up this Phantom. Picking up the Jet, can they find the second? Doesn't look likely. Down onto only 13 health. Remember, unlucky 13 is the number. I mean, it's unlucky 0 now as the attackers make it to 11. Well, here, Twiggy, with that bit of a save from Sealteam, can they actually afford a full buy here to answer back? It looks like to be the case, as we see there's even an Odin being brought, and when an Odin's being brought, that means there's plenty of bullets to be brought. It looks like Tanaka is also going to actually go for an alt dump with the fact that she's only bringing a sheriff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it looks like we're going for that Sova B with the Odin. It's like a game of Clue over here. It's going to go for that little, yeah, finds them, but, I mean, nobody is going to sit in that. They know that that's there. Oh, gonna find a few shots onto Tanaka there, but Tanaka's coming around the corner with some fire, pushing through with the knives, and actually gonna get onto site before anybody can get around the corner, but not gonna find the pick. Nibbler's gonna take that one down, turning around the corner, finds another onto Grim. Chippo gets the trade, but they've gone onto site now. They're also low on health, though. Papa Smurf finds Ban at the back of site, but it's down to a 3v3. They get the plant down, but it's all up to now Sealteam to bring this one back, and it's definitely possible.
It's definitely possible, but the owl drone is actually going to confirm the position of Justin. And look, here comes the retake from these defenders. The defender Killjoy is being confirmed. And look at that, they're stuck at the back of site. They're also stuck at the end of these crosshairs as Jonah finds one. Can they find the last two remaining? They're going for a bit of a defuse, baiting back and forth. They're baiting out the Astra, and now it's down to the Soul, but the defuse coming out. He needs to come out, he needs to find the frag. Can he get the kill onto the person defusing? Yes, he can, but he can't confirm the round. 11-9, it's going to end up being they're actually going to let the Jet take the defuse to get that little ulti point, and that can't help with the economy.
Yeah, just a little too late on that peek around the corner. Doesn't manage to deny the half defuse, and it's just going to be enough to get them through that round. Now, though, it's difficult to buy up into the next one. They lost a lot of players and a lot of economy. They're going to be able to just about buy up into this one, but they're missing a bit of armor. They're missing a bit of economy on this, and now they're just chipping away at TradeLikePros' economy here. But they need to do a little more work to keep that up.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, they need to keep going. They need to keep making sure that they're keeping up with the opposition. Got to remember here, it looks like there's a bit of an Odin battle here with the bullets being traded back and forth. Chippo not finding a kill, but finding plenty of damage. Nibbler down to 17 health, but getting healed straight back up by his healer. Thing is, though, see when that happens, I mean, you can inherently actually get caught out because you think to yourself, oh, he's only one shot, and when you go to swing and get taken out by an Odin that's right in front of your face, I mean, that can sometimes actually dislodge the mental.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the push coming through here, Ban using that flash is going to find one onto Grim, and everybody now... Oh, that's going to send shockwaves down the spines of TradeLikePros as they back out now. They have that mid-control, but the players are also disjointed. And it's difficult now to get back into this one because they just don't have the team pushing ability that they want to have. Nibbler's sat there with the Odin after being healed up. Is going to be able to hold down the fort over towards mid now. It's difficult for them to get back into this one. I mean, TradeLikePros only with 30 seconds left. They're going to have to find an entry somewhere. Tanaka's going to find one onto Nibbler there through mid, but it's not enough to get towards the site now. They still need to open it up, and Ban's going to find Chippo. That's a spike down inside of B main. That's enough for them to waste so much time that TradeLikePros are just going to have to push all the way through now. It's going to be difficult for them to get back into this one. They have to pick up the spike, get the picks, get onto site. They do that. They get full all the way through, but they're not looking. They have to run. Justin finds that pick. Now with 7 seconds left. I mean, unless they can find this last kill. Oh, they do, and they win the round. It's 12-9 now.
Yeah, 12-9, they finally reached that match point. We finally could see the series being tied up and heading to Icebox. They have learned from their mistakes. It was a bit of a scramble at the end. 5 seconds at least left on that clock. It was so close, but again, no cigar for Sealteam. And now we look at this. All the players with phantoms, full shields, but the same can't be said for Sealteam. When you're on a force buy, it looks to be worrying, especially when you've got so much damage, so much gun skill on TradeLikePros.
Yeah, and they're pushing into this one with so much fire now. Cypher found an immediate pick, and when you've got so little economy on the side of Sealteam, it's just chipping away at them. It's 12-9 now, and they push through, and it might look like this is going to be the last round. They have control of this A main site. They don't quite have the spike with them so far, but with the 2 picks they have, it shouldn't be too difficult to get onto the site now. And Sealteam don't know whether they actually want to commit towards this, so they're still spread out all across the map. They can't really commit numbers to one site. It'll make it too difficult to retake in the eventuality that they do lose 1 player now. They do head towards this, and they do try and find anything out with the Owl drone. They don't see anybody, so they might actually back off here thinking it's a fake. They're going to push through now. Justin finds 1 pick, spraying around the corner there, finds Cypher, but they still have the numbers advantage on site. Get the spike down. Papa Smurf has found Justin, and jumping down, Chippo's going to find Nibbler. It's all down to Impulsive in this 1v4. The chances not looking great, and the headshot from Grim is going to close it out. 13-9, TradeLikePros bringing it back to 1-all.
Yeah, they bring it back to 1-all, and now it looks like we actually have a game on our hands, Twiggy. An excellent map from both sides, just unlucky that TradeLikePros won that out. But now we finally head to Icebox. It's the start of the redemption story. They finally won what they lost yesterday. I'm excited.
Yeah, absolutely. This could be the redemption arc. Either way, it's going to be incredibly exciting. And to 13-10 and to 13-9. And they're just doing so well now to bring that momentum back, throw it back in Sealteam's face. And now it's that last map pick, the Icebox, where they could really bring it all back and win this tournament. But it's all to play for both teams now.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, either one of these teams could take it. We've seen, I mean, a bit of a domination here from Sealteam in that first map. The fact that they won it out, I think it was 13-7. And now, finally, TradeLikePros winning that one out 13-9. It looks like they're always answering back. They're never too far away. But the thing is, though, we are not too far away from this third map. Twiggy, I think me and you, we need a little bit of a break, get some water for our voices. But we'll be back very shortly. See you guys soon. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Invitational here from our good man, Will English. I'm joined not by Twiggy, but by a stranger. How's it going, Simba?
Yeah, pretty good, man. Excited to be back. Stepping in last minute, but very excited to go to the third map. We knew that this final was going to be quite explosive, and it's not disappointed so far. One map each. TLP really coming up as the underdogs, looking pretty good from what I have seen from them on that second map.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, Twiggy was talking about how he wanted to see aggressive kind of plays from these initiators, and finally we've seen it. They actually ended up winning out Ascent, which they lost yesterday. The start of a potential redemption story. And I mean, I've already said to you in the pre-pod, I love drama, and this is what we're getting.
Oh, we are, and I'm all for it. Like you said, we said before the broadcast, but 100%, I want to see this go to overtime. I want to see some big stuff happening here. I believe we're headed to Icebox next.
Yes.
So that's going to be certainly very, very exciting. As that battle for mid happening similar to as you would see it on Ascent. But, I mean, the difference in Icebox, I mean, you tend to see a lot of teams favor one site and attack it over and over and over again, rather than these split decisions, which is certainly going to test either team, as we're seeing the teams load up and pick their agents.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, the rotations through mid can really be the what decides the map, and even rotations around the back. Thing is, though, with Icebox being so open with these vertical plays with both teams, I'm excited to see how they leverage this map, leverage the kind of angles that you can create throughout this map. Let's be honest, it's very, very, I mean, mechanical heavy with the players. There's nothing in terms of gimmicks with quick teleporters, ropes, even doors that can be closed. It's just all down to how you play it.
And the thing is, you kind of have to favor Sealteam there, right? They've got so many accolades behind them, so many impressive players. You've got Ban, you've got Nibbler, who have all showed up through this series. That being said, you go over to TradeLikePros and you've got Tanaka, who has really, really been fantastic on this jet the entire way through the tournament, through the losers bracket. And I think the Jets are going to be really, really important to watch out for as we head to Icebox here. Both teams opting for a Viper as well, which is very, very interesting.
Yeah, it is extremely interesting. Obviously, I think not too long ago, Viper did get that extreme buff to her kit. And when that happens, I mean, obviously she's going to start to see a resurgence, especially on a map like Icebox when there's all those lineups for denial, when you go for maybe a retake or when you go for that defusal, she can kind of stay really passive, which I think is pretty awesome. But when we look at both these two lineups from the both teams, the only difference is actually one team's opted for a Killjoy, the other Arena. Obviously, Twiggy was talking about this NE meta with two initiators, how it's been really dominant, and Sealteam have been really utilising that well. TradeLikePros, again, opting for that Killjoy. She's really good at controlling the map.
Yeah, and they go for that double Sentinel play here, and this is what TradeLikePros have been doing all tournament long, right? So they're opting to play a little slower than Sealteam here. They've got more initiation, just like you said. They've got those Leas from the Reyna to go in. They've got the jet dashes to get in there and involved, and it's going to have to be a more methodical play from TradeLikePros and a more aggressive, assertive decision-making defense coming out from Sealteam.
Well, that's it. Not only that, though, look at the utility that's been expended here, and the man count is definitely in favour of these attackers. I say that the bodies start to hit the floor. Ban getting a double kill, and now, look, we're going to have to see if they can actually end up winning out this site. Jonah's going to make sure that they don't even get close to getting that diffuser down. It's all up to the Soba, but let's be honest, Chippo with a classic. He's got a triple. He's almost evened out the man count. Oh,
yeah, I mean, there's very, very little that Chippo can do there, but finding 3 frags sure as hell ain't bad, right? He does as best as he can there, but like I said, that Sealteam operating their composition exactly as they have to. They have to be the initiators, they have to go fast. If they allow the Killjoy to set up, the post-plant of Sealteam just isn't as good as TradeLikePros is going to be. So they have to make sure that that spike doesn't get planted. They have to suffocate TradeLikePros as they come into these sites. And we're going to see what looks like a mid to A push coming in on this second round here. But it's going to be a save from Trade. So they're actually going to have to play offensively. And they do just that. Tanaka takes out Nibbler.
Yeah, Tanaka actually getting that frag out there. That last round kind of caught me off guard when I saw that triple kill. And the pace isn't slowing down anytime soon. The Toxin actually getting low and finally being dropped. But Ban is the one doing the dropping. Is actually Tanaka. The Jets are the ones that are fragging out here. The spike is actually going to get planted. And Grim using her utility to slow anybody trying to gain entry back into the site. It's Justin who's close. The Jet of... I think it's Tanaka or a Ban that needs to come back into sight. We'll see here who's going to win it out, but I'm sure it's going to be an absolute bloodbath.
Yeah, it's Ban who's got to get back onto this site. And like I said, the retake from Sealteam, not quite as strong. That being said, you know, nothing stronger than just shooting someone in the face. And that's exactly what Grim does to open this up. 2v2 now. Sealteam got to make this happen fast. But, oh my word, Grim caught unawares there. Jonah going to be finishing him off. But he was in a swarm grenade as well. Ban's going for the defuse. He's going to try and stick it. He goes... He gets half, and Ban gets shot down by Cypher. The heroic play, the clutch from the killjoy of TradeLikePros. Gonna even this one up, and the economy's gonna be looking a little wonky for either team now.
Yeah, they're going to be spending pennies. My God, what a round. Why are these two teams starting like this? I said I love drama, but not like this. It's just back and forth. Clutch. Oh my God. But at the end of the day, though, TradeLikePros playing that so well. I mean, it was going back and forth. It's something similar to a Newton's Cradle, just consistently hitting those balls back and forth. But again, yeah, I mean, great play from both teams. The fact that the control was gained so emphatically by TradeLikePros, they established crossfires, they played passively, they didn't get too aggressive when they didn't need to, and I mean that's something that you need to give credit to.
Ban's got these Blade Storms online now, so when I was talking about aggression, oh my word, Papa Smurf just catching Jonah on the other side of that Toxin screen there. Gonna be opening this up, and Sealteam a number down now as the execute. Looking like it's coming onto A site, a bit of a fake onto B perhaps. The spike edging towards there as Grim finds that headshot, the Blade Storm gone now. Grim really feeling themselves, finds the third, my God almighty. I mean, this is over as soon as it started the 4K for Grim. Who said that you've got to be a support player? You can just grab that Vandal with both hands, and Grim does just that.
Well, I mean, this is the thing, though, in Valorant, I don't think there's such a thing as a support player, as anybody can pop off at any minute. And, I mean, that's a great example of it, Grim, with a 4K at the end of that round. My God, Simba, I think we're getting exactly what we asked for.
We are. We really are. This is... And you know, we've thrown the phrase barn burner around this entire tournament, but this is really one you can just imagine, you know, guns firing in the air with how electric this is. A slight slowdown here, though, as the slower A push coming out from TradeLikePros looks like they're going for a split here, and the ultimate from TradeLikePros also being committed here. Papa Smurf just wanting to slow this down. Tanaka opening it up, though.
Yeah, Tanaka actually able to take out that Rainer. That's your initiator. That's one initiator. Go and remember they do have two on the board. Thing is, though, when you're losing men, you're starting to hemorrhage that in such an open and big match. That's obviously going to open something up. But tell you what, it's going to open up. It's that operator bullets absolutely soaring through the sky, but nothing being netted. And look at this. The attackers, they're being very hesitant to commit to where they want to go. It looks like they're actually going to go through mid. And when that happens, you can create a valley of death. Remember, walls on either side, and it looks like they've actually managed to escape through onto B. There is still that Viper ultimate, but she's left to smoke. Jonah's not left to sight. Look at this. The operators are actually dropping to the floor. Papa Smurf getting a bit of Viper on Viper action, and now we're close to getting this diffuser on the floor as we're on 25 seconds.
Yeah, time is really of the essence here, but they're actually going for a rotate onto A. Do they even have time to do that? It's going to be really close with Tanaka laying in wait here at the back. Going to try and catch a rotate on Ban. He hasn't seen him yet. He goes for the shot. He goes for the tailwind. Just can't stop him in Tanaka, but there's not enough time. The plant's going to come through just by the skin of their teeth. A 2v2 situation post-plant. And, I mean, very little to work with for TradeLikePros here. They need something big, but Nibbler on this high ground here, going to establish heaven. They're going to be pretty comfortable to set up for this defuse.
Well, that's it. They're going to be comfortable to set up for the defuse, but the thing is, though, so are the attackers. They're very comfortable for the defending of the spike. But now it's 1 versus 1. The drama continues. The Sopa's actually going to back off. He's going to wait there. He's potentially being forced to actually go for this defuse. He's going to be caught in the bomb explosion. Papa Smurf. A triple Nibbler being caught off guard. My God, what a round from TradeLikePros. They're finally showing up. I mean, they got caught off guard in that first map potentially, but the mental reset, the endurance from this team. They've already played one matchup here, Simba. So, yeah. I mean, so well played.
The turnaround as well, and you got to look at ultimates on the board as well. The economy looking great for TradeLikePros. The ultimate economy, they've effectively got all their ultimates online as well. So literally anything and everything at their disposal to take this next round. Something has to go catastrophically wrong for TradeLikePros, for Sealteam to take this round. They're all on Sheriffs except for one Spectre. This is going to be a GG go next round for Sealteam unless some absolute monstrous performances come out. And we can just see the execute onto A straight away. They know. TradeLikePros know, and they can just trade out here. Banta's find a kill onto Tanaka, and really the battle of the jets. Like you said earlier, it really is whose jet can pop off a little harder. Ban does go down to Papa Smurf, and the site already in the possession of TradeLikePros here as they get the spike down.
The thing is, though, can they keep that possession, or will we see some cradle snatching from these Sealteam players? They have plenty of bodies hitting the floor. Now it's only up to the Sage, and let's be honest, when it's up to a Sage with not a great gun, you're not expecting much. Grim is going to meet her with his barrel, give her a little greeting, and then actually put her back to the respawn. So we look at that. You've already said it's GG go next, but the thing is, though, can they actually give an answer back and say to TradeLikePros, well, you need to actually keep up with us? Well, I mean, I say that, but they're actually 4 rounds ahead, or 3 rounds ahead. I mean, great round from TradeLikePros.
Yeah, no, 100%, and this is when we start to see the snowball, right? Sealteam are going to force a buy here, but they're going to force the buy if they lose this round as well, and they just might do that with TradeLikePros having all their ultimates online. If they lose this round, then we're really in snowball territory where TradeLikePros can run away with this attack. The Blade Storm coming out from Tanaka's Papa Smurf, already opening this up. Going to be traded back, however. So that's one of the ultimates missing already. That Viper's Pit not available for them. But the lockdown coming through, and just look at the aggression from Tanaka.
Yeah, exactly. Using these knives to his advantage, and there we go. He's going to get a refresh, but Justin is back there getting the refrag. One player actually going to be caught with this lockdown, and that is making them out of the play for a couple of seconds at least. And now, look, we see the Arena ult come out. Players not looking where they need to, and now Arena in a 1 versus 2 situation is going to slow down, trying to check all these corners, try to see if they can find anybody. Remember, there is ult. I was going to say utility there. But it doesn't matter when you've got Grim, the Sage that popped off before, and now we're 4 rounds advantage with another force by having to come out. Sealteam need to try and claw something back, and when there's this much of an advantage, surely it doesn't only affect the economy, but the mental as well.
Yeah, indeed it does, and again, this is another Sheriff/classic round for Sealteam, and TradeLikePros are breezing through this offense, and you gotta hand it to Justin there. He pops his Empress, he goes in for the clutch 1v2, very doable if you are Arena. The only issue is that he flips a coin there. There's either going to be someone in front of him or behind him. He flips the coin to check one way, and unfortunately it doesn't go his way. Grim already opening up this round as well, and that is so devastating for Sealteam. Again, to be expected on the eco, but they just aren't getting an inch here.
Yeah, they certainly aren't getting anywhere. They try to make these plays, but again, they're getting shut down. Grim showing up. We've not really seen him all tournament pop off like this, but he's certainly showing off now. The Sage, the person that you don't link with it, the support player, the healer, doing all his best, but he's going to get shut down here. Justin and Nibbler actually giving a couple of answers back to the questions that we see being posed from TradeLikePros. 3 versus 2, and they still need to get the bomb down, but they've got plenty of time to do so. They've also got plenty of time to drop the bodies.
Yeah, indeed they do. I was going to say that was maybe winnable with Nibbler, who had the Hunter's Fury, right? You could maybe snag a kill in a 2v3 situation as the plant's happening. But in a 1v3, this is going to be very optimistic for Nibbler now, who is vulnerable as well due to the Viper. Well, he does find a pick onto Tanaka, so it's going to slow down economy here, but I mean, 28 HP and a dream is the situation that Nibbler's facing right now since the shock dart out. It's going to be very trying his luck here as the spike's already down. This is going to be what can he get done. He's actually going to back up, and I don't blame him trying to save this weapon either, right, Cairo?
Yeah, exactly.
As I say it, yeah, he just goes for the peak.
See, honestly, as soon as like you become a caster, you instantly get a life debuff of the caster's curse. You're never gonna not get rid of it. You know what I mean? I don't know how many times, even in real life, I'm like, oh my god.
I real life caster cursed at something.
Yeah, it's just like you bring up your info bar, like shouting 10, grammar probably like a 7, and then underneath it is just caster debuff -10 to everything.
To anything you say, always the opposite, 50% chance. Justin going really aggressive here. I quite like this from him on the defense. Unfortunately, not to B, as there's no one pushing A. It's a mid to B push, and pretty heavily on mid here. Hunter's Fury out now, though, from Sealteam. Gonna try and clear that out. Catches Zypher. Finally, something going the way of Sealteam here. Maybe gonna win a round to make it 2-6, but there's still plenty of work to be done. Jonah just getting outshot there by Chippo with that Phantom, and Grim getting a bit of the action as well. The op trying to hold on to here. Ban does take out Chippo. Won't be able to stay alive and hold on to that, though.
Certainly won't, but do you want to know what? We'll need to ask the question, is they're going to be able to hold the site, but I certainly think so. As Tanaka confirms the round, and look at the lead. We're 8 rounds into this matchup, and with a 6-round advantage, you're thinking to yourself, where does Sealteam get the answer back? Me and my usual duo chief, we made comparisons of Sealteam to Sealteam 6, and the fact that they are very surgical in the way that they go about their business. But I mean, I'm not seeing that. They're being almost like butchers here in the way that they're using their guns and completely missing it, butchering up their defense.
So the only thing that you might be thinking is, we're on Icebox. If you've figured out how to defend, then you can possibly win back a couple rounds, right? And vice versa. If you figured out how to attack, then you can win a couple rounds. I mean, Nibbler's going to find a pick onto Tanaka here, but it might be that Sealteam are just more an attacking team. We're certainly not seeing them come up and show up as a defensive team here. The spike already down on A, and the retake's just going to be so rough.
Oh, it's going to be rough when you get people hitting shots like that. Sometimes it's just not your day. But Jonah maybe trying to make it his, as there goes a double, and we start to see if he can find the last 2 players. Picks up a Phantom. That rifle obviously being that bit very silently moving across the map. He's going to get... Oh my god! Is it going to be an ace? No! Jonah!
So close.
My god, it was so close, but the jet being revived actually revives the round for TradeLikePros and wins it out.
Barely on their dying breath, TradeLikePros clutched that out with a resurrect that was so perfectly timed. It meant that Jonah couldn't kill the resurrect whilst the animation was happening because he had to deal with another opponent. But it was just enough time for that other respawn to come on in and save the day. Everything that could go wrong for Sealteam right now is going wrong, and I bet they are desperate for the half to come in so they can just reset mentally and try and refocus here as Tanaka pulls out those blades.
Yeah, that's it. The blades coming out. Remember, they can actually be reset every time they get a kill. So the Jet, they'll be looking to see if they can find anybody with those. Plenty of information being gained with obviously these info darts from the Soba. Impulsive though, making sure that they know exactly where she is using her rifle. We still have a Killjoy ultimate as well, so that'll be fairly good for closing out the site. But when you can close out the site with rifles, Chiffle taking down Ban, and there we go, the confirmation of the Killjoy. And now they know there is one player near the site that was Jonah. He's been put in the dirt. One player is vertical, it is the Sage, but Chippo on a triple now so far. The spike is actually down, but there is a player caught out. He's been detained. Can Chippo confirm the ace? He's so close. He's using the darts, he's using the information that he can, and look at this, the Jet is actually creeping round the back. Tanaka confirming the 9th round. Impulsive getting shut down.
Just denying that ace as well. I mean, at this point in the series, You know, I would say in most pro play, you're not going to be worried about who's getting the ace, who's getting the flashier KD card at the end of the game, but you're 9-1 in a series. Maybe it's time to start thinking, hey, let's try and get some team aces going. Let's try and get some individual aces going. Let's try Showboat a little bit. Sealteam really needs to scramble here to regroup and rethink this strategy. This is disaster, and TradeLikePros are looking so good on these offensive pushes here. Sealteam just don't have an answer right now.
Yeah, they don't seem to have an answer for anything that TradeLikePros seem to pose to them. We finally see some ultimates. Chippo get Nibbler, but look at this, it's all turning up blue. Finally, Sealteam have an answer, and it is the fact of the rifles, the Hunter Fury. We actually see a resurrection come out as well, so not only are they one-man advantage, they've actually got two. Cypher actually making that man count a little bit worse for where Reyna is low on health. Also, all she needs to do though is get a kill and then her health will be back up. Plant being kind of negated, but it's actually going to be confirmed with that Sage Wall to protect here. Are we going to see a bloodbath? It's looking likely as Nibbler gets one.
Yeah, it really is, and I mean, Zypher's so very low here. The gun game has looked firmly in the favor of TradeLikePros, but finally Sealteam cracked that A push, managed to get the intelligence of how they're going to deal with that, and indeed they do find that defuse despite Chippo finding a pick there. He's traded out, and the defenders, Sealteam, finally get their foot in the door, find that round win, but it's the last or the penultimate round before the swap. Maybe that's exactly what they needed though. There might be this sense of we just mentally refresh, we go again, and that was a good round for them to win. They've cracked the A defense, and they weren't letting TradeLikePros just stomp all over them.
Not only that, though, we've got to also think about the fact, right, not necessarily are they going to be doing economy damage to their opponents. Let's be honest, they're so far ahead in that regard. But also they're wanting to get breathing room for this next split. And when you, that's what you need. When you need some margin of error. And I mean, there is no margin of error when you've got Papa Smurf just shutting you down. When you make one mistake, there's a recon bolt put into the Killjoy, and look at this, the trades are actually coming out now, still in favour of these attackers, but potentially looking that little bit better as Papa Smurf does confirm the Viper ultimate.
Yeah, this is definitely still winnable for Sealteam though, right? They're one player down, they've got the Hunter's Fury, they've got the Empress. They just need some heroics from either member who have these ultimates online. The Hunter Fury not netting them all that much, but the plant is coming through, and we're just going to see Impulsive get absolutely chunked to shreds here. Empress has got to do so much work here in Just Under. Got to come up big with the goods here. You can see Papa Smurf on our screen just solo. There he goes. He goes down, and there's the dismissal. Just Under. Gonna go in. He's got intel. He knows where players are, but he's the last player standing. Grin's just gonna take his head clean off. 10-2 in our Will English Grand Finals here. What a blowout from TradeLikePros.
Yeah, that's it. TradeLikePros, not TradeLikePros, but they certainly have been doing a lot of plowing with this matchup. Well, this is it, Simba. Right?
Thanks for saving that.
No bother. But the thing is, though, right, let's look at what this is going to be. We've already seen TradeLikePros absolutely dominate on the attack. We can maybe come to maybe a bit of an assumption that maybe this is an attacker-sided map and how this is going. We've seen it many times before. Sometimes maps have their own kind of playstyle, etc. Right? Let's put it down to that. But now Sealteam only have a 2-round margin. If they let 2 rounds go, they can't make a mistake. That's it. That's them. They're down. TradeLikePros then going to that match point, and it makes it so much harder. Ban putting a little bit of bullets into Chippo here. The darts are starting to come out. Utility being confirmed. Can these players actually confirm? Yeah, I was about to say it's good intel, and actually makes the Jet return back to the T spawn.
Yeah, it's beautifully done, and just to highlight what you said as well, Papa Smurf going down there. This is such an important round for Sealteam to win. Jonah traded out 4v4 as they execute onto A site now. Gonna look pretty good. Leah down from Just Under to confirm the site position, and the plant is now down. This is such an important fight for Sealteam to win. This allows them to snowball 1, 2, maybe 3 rounds if they can confirm this, but they cannot afford to lose that many rounds. It's all to play for as the clash on site's happening here, Cairo.
Yeah, it looks as if they're all going to begin to collapse on site. The retake coming out, but so is all the guns. Tanaka getting one, Nibbler getting two.
Nibbler!
And look at this, the bodies hit the floor. Grim is now
1 HP!
And now he's on 1 HP in a dream. The defuse is half done, but it's up to the Sage. She's on full HP. Remember, Nibbler does have that. My God, the 4K clutch. 1 HP in a dream, and that dream comes true. Nibbler, you are a god.
Nibbler really biting off more than he could chew there, did not have any business getting away with 3 1v1s all on 1 HP to clutch out that round that they were so very much out of. Sealteam there. Unbelievable heroics coming out, and this is the kind of thing you can expect in the finals here, that really you're going to see the star players of every team step up to the plate. 3-1 and a good economy now for Sealteam for the first time on Icebox. They're going to have the gun advantage coming in.
Yeah, that's it. Jonah's going to make sure to keep that advantage going, and so is Justin. Papasmuff answering back. Look at all these frags starting to come out. Now Justin on a 3K. It's all up to the Jet. We need more heroics. We need more drama, especially in this round. Can the Jet actually deny the plant? But it doesn't look likely, as we see it's a Jet on Jet action. They're baiting back and forth. The Tanaka actually in the T spawn, deciding to go through mid, taking the fight with the Viper. Who can win this out, considering the fact that no one's near? There's going to be no refrag. Tanaka going back through mid, taking the fight with the Reyna, and that's a 4K from Justin. Again, you said it, winning the first round essentially means winning the second, just because of the economic advantage, and it's looking likely. Now only 6 round deficit for TradeLikePros. It's a massive one, but it's not out of reach.
Yeah, and you know what? You're absolutely right. It's a massive gap, right? But 2-10 looks a lot worse than 4-10. All of a sudden, you can kind of see the beads of sweat start to appear on TradeLikePros, right? I'm not surprised at all that we're seeing Sealteam full buy a lot of their guns here and fully invest on the economy. They can't afford to really have a bonus round here. They have to try and make every single round count here. As you just see, Ban's crosshair placement. Grim beautifully waltzed on into Ban's crosshair, and just the click and dink does that over. The Sage is down, and Justin not done yet either.
Yeah, that's it. It just looks as if they're putting their foot on the chest of TradeLikePros, not letting them get back up, not letting them answer back. And now we look towards where all the defenders are, and it looks as if they're getting ready to save. They're not even making an assault back onto the bomb site. They're looking back and forth, seeing if they can try and find any frags. But I'd say this is essentially a tactical timeout, a pseudo timeout from these players, making sure that they save and give nothing away.
Yeah, and I understand that as well, right? They really can't afford to let this snowball. That being said, you can see Ban coming up through Tube, finding the kill onto Zypher, will be traded out to Chippo, but there's eco to work with. Chippo, however, punishing the transgressions of Sealteam, who are getting a little overzealous there, going to be punished and taken out. Impulsive on the flank, however. Maybe going to catch out Chippo here as we go through, but Attacker's already winning that round 5-10. Going to be turning that, and Chippo just taken out at the death. So that's going to reset the eco of TradeLikePros, pardon me, a little bit.
Yeah, that's it. Resetting the economy almost, but remember they actually do have economy to use. They have 6,000 on Tanaka, but maybe potentially, I mean, they might go for another save, as we see plenty of sheriffs being brought in, only 1 Vandal. Plenty of rifles and shields on the side of Sealteam though, and when you've got that gun advantage, when you can actually press further on and try catch up. I mean, again, it's looking better and better. We're now at 5-10. Remember, 3 rounds ago, it was 8 rounds. Can TradeLikePros actually find some sort of answer? Grim, though, he's going to find that answer onto Jonah. The questions, again, consistently being poised, and Ban making sure they keep getting poised. They're going to look to actually find somewhat of a plant here. Remember, there is the sorry, I was going to say the Cypher. It's not the Cypher, it's the Viper, and they're getting put in the dirt. It's consistent frags from these attackers. The plant being confirmed.
1v4 retake for Chippo with just a sheriff. I mean, there is absolutely no reason to save this. You may as well go in, see if you can get a frag. Even if you just trade, it's going to dent the economy ever so slightly, right? So there's nothing to lose here from Chippo. He has to go in and try and see if he can get something done. But check out Bam on this flank. Might be able to just get the backstab kill here, as they don't know where Chippo is. They don't actually know as of yet, Cairo.
No, they don't, and that info dart's not even going to find them either. The jet slowly creeping round. Now they know exactly where it is. Couldn't find a second. That's so unfortunate. Chippo did well, but the attackers are doing even better. And again, I mentioned it before, potentially this could be an attacker-sided map. Sometimes they just have their own personalities, and that seems to be the case.
It certainly is, and you kind of have to hope for TradeLikePros' sake that they've done enough on their own attack that they can win at least 3 rounds here out of the next 7, you know, that are going to be played, right?
Yeah.
You have to hope that they're going to win sort of 40% of these rounds. So that's all you have to think of as TradeLikePros. Wipe the brow and you go, we've got 2 rounds to win, right? But at the moment, Sealteam are not taking their foot off the gas and they look so deadly. There we go, though. Zypher opening up and taking out, bam, and there's a second elimination. Tanaka with the op into the back of Jonah's head. Going to finish him off. 3v5 as this execute onto B-side all of a sudden has come to a deadening halt.
Again, we've talked about heroics all game, and this doesn't look out of reach, but Justin making that look a little bit better. Papa Smurf putting him in the dirt. Looks like the toxin's going to be used, and now again, look at this. Looks like the attackers are actually beginning a comeback, and with Tanaka off-site, actually all 3 players being off-site, it almost means that they could confirm the plan. The Hunter's Fury trying to damage players, damaging them so much that Impulsive gets put in the dirt. Nibbler left all on his Todd, trying to find 3. Can he win the first? No, he can't. Cypher winning that final, and sorry, that first round for the defenders on this split. My God, imagine waiting for, like, was it nearly 4 rounds?
Yeah.
Without an answer. Finally, we see them actually do something good.
And this is the thing, though, right? Sealteam, if this was the beginning of the game, right? 4-0, you're feeling so good about your attack. Yeah. The only problem is that TradeLikePros only need 2 more rounds to win the series and take home the prize money, right? This is all to play for here, and all of a sudden, when Sealteam were just finding their stride, TradeLikePros have swung it back and put a complete halt to all the momentum that Sealteam had.
Yeah, this is it, and it looks as if actually TradeLikePros have read very well into the play from Sealteam, but Sealteam, they don't care. They've got guns to actually win out this round. They're actually doing fairly well and almost gaining control, and it looks as if the defenders are trying to recuperate, gain control, maybe come back in numbers, but the numbers are getting lower and lower.
They are, and the plant's already down. You can see Just Under is in a really nice position here on top of this generator. Just going to be a difficult place for anyone who's got their automatic crosshair placement, except for the Sage who's going to be on this Heaven. The Killjoy coming out. Justin finds the kill and the dismiss, but the picks are not going in his way. 1v3 now. TradeLikePros really scrambling, and just the Sage to clutch this out. One player detained by that Killjoy lockdown, but not going to be netting them anything as Grim is going to go for the save on this operator. I mean, do you think that's a good plan there?
The thing is, though, at the end of the day, maybe potentially this operator is going to be fairly good for holding down mid. Let's think about this map as a whole. But like, when you think about the map as a whole, right, you've got 2 bomb sites with a very open mid, and when you have a gun like the operator to hold little lines of sight where, I mean, let's be honest, you want to make it as advantageous as possible, the operator's going to do that. So
yeah,
now,
I mean, you look at...
Sorry,
go ahead.
Oh no, you go.
I was going to say just the economy as well, the fact that the operator was saved. You're looking at Grim, Chippo, both going to have that Sheriff, Papa Smurf with the Spectre. Just having that op makes this save round that little bit less dangerous. I mean, Tanaka has been so good with this operator all tournament long. If he can find what, I mean, as I'm saying it, Tanaka finds a pick onto Barn in the moment, forces the Resurrect out, and that's an ultimate gone for free. coming out. So good work from Tanaka. The Hunter's Fury also out from Sealteam here, and Jonah takes out Grim. So, I mean, no Sage available there now for TradeLikePros, and it's going to be a rotate coming out from Sealteam here.
Yeah, it looks as if the Viper's actually following the Jet through mid. We see here on top of the map, that seems to be the case as Tanaka confirms finally.
Takes him out again!
Yeah, exactly. She confirms that she's going to be in the dirt. And now, look at this, the full rotate, the utility being confirmed, the ultimate being used. We finally know where our final standoff is going to be on this round. The plan being confirmed, the bullets being traded back and forth, and the frags are coming out. Who can win out this round? I'm sure both players will be worrying. Wait, sorry, I thought the plan got confirmed. It doesn't actually look as if that's the case, as now we see Chico getting ready to go for a retake. The Sage wall is up, but remember the Viper smoke there as well. I don't know if potentially the defenders are maybe thinking to themselves, hopefully they don't go for a bit of, oh no, he's just missed the head.
Word! Oh, that was so very close. Finally, the spike is planted. I'm like you. I thought that spike went down way earlier than that. I'm not sure if they wanted to try and confirm eliminations before they went for the plant, but that doesn't make a whole load of sense here. Either way, the retake's going to be difficult. Impulse with the double spray, make that 3, and the attackers clutch that out 8-11.
See, when we said we wanted drama, I didn't want honestly heart attack inducing drama. This has been crazy. These guys are just at each other's throat. They're not letting anybody get too far away. It just seems as if, again, as I said before, the attackers are the ones who are with the advantage. TradeLikePros on the defense have only won 1 round. Sealteam only won 2. And if TradeLikePros can win 1, they confirm overtime, right? And then again, also putting the mentality pressure on towards Sealteam. But I don't think Sealteam are crumbling at all with the way that they're playing, the mechanical ability, the way that they're fragging out is just honestly second to none. As Tanaka actually is showing them that they are second to him getting the first on the board.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. Tanaka's been so aggressive. He's been confirming kills and finding frags when they matter most. He really has been good at that. The problem is that even when Sealteam are down players at the moment on this attack, it doesn't seem to bother them all that much. Ban going down as well. And this is going to be a 3v5 for Sealteam, so TradeLikePros might get to that all-important match point right here, right now, as Papa Smurf finds a pick. He will be traded out by Impulsive.
Yeah, Grim getting 1, and now it's a 1 versus 4 clutch. It's actually going to have to be an ace clutch here from our Sage. Remember, we've already seen a Sage pop off before, and now, I mean, the last round specifically, we've seen Impulsive get 3. There is a location that is going to reveal her location. It's going to be Grim that she's going to have to fight first, but nothing being netted, only damage, no kills yet. Can we actually see the confirmation? Going to sneak round the side, but there's a bit of cat and mouse play here. Players coming in for the flank. Can they win the first 1 versus 1? No! Grim's going to win it out. The Sage on the defenders. Again, finally, TradeLikePros winning out that round. Can they win out the map, or can we see a full comeback from the Sealteam?
I mean, this is going to be the comeback of the ages here. Sealteam going to have to win 4 rounds back to back to back to back. So, I mean, if any team is going to do it, Sealteam has showed us time and time again that when they're down, they are not out. They've got the Resurrect. They've got Empress to work with. That being said, TradeLikePros, tons of utility for retakes here as well, with that Papa Smurf ultimate coming online here. Tanaka doing what they do best, and you can see how aggressive they're getting as well. Look at Papa Smurf just laying down that ultimate straight away. Just zoning out A and saying you can have B, but you ain't taking A, and just under. Going down early, going to force that Resurrect as they do have the Empress online, so it's going to force the hand here. Chippo finding that shock dart elimination of Papa Smurf taking out Nibbler. This might be all over here, Cairo.
Yeah, exactly. The fast-paced action doesn't seem to be stopping as the smoke integrity gets low, but Papa Smurf's bullet doesn't get low. The kills go up, and now it's up to the Jet!
There it is!
TradeLikePros confirm the reverse sweep. I said it's the redemption story, and the redemption story is fully fulfilled. They lost on Ascent, won it back. Finally, we go on the Icebox, and my God, the drama. I mean, we nearly seen a full comeback from Sealteam.
That was absolutely incredible. When you think we saw TradeLikePros win it out, which we did expect after the barn burner of an attack they had, right? That looked absolutely phenomenal. All of a sudden, though, we saw Sealteam start to take first round, and we said, oh, that's really important. They might get 1 or 2 rounds off the back of that. All of a sudden, they're winning 4, 5 rounds. It got so very close, and some serious heroics coming out from either sides to win such pivotal rounds at the end there. But when all the dust is settled, when all is said and done, trade like pros, come out like pros.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was a professional performance. They didn't even let their opposition get much of a look in that first half. But when it came to the second half, I mean, they were starting almost to look like amateurs. But finally, they brung themselves together and won it out. And that's all that matters, getting that final round on the board and actually winning it out.
100%.
I was going to say, there's one person that we need to welcome back. It is our man, Will.
It is indeed. Let's go and shoot on over to Will. My word, what a final, Will.
What a final. The match went the distance, and I was watching it from behind the seats, and I'm just like, this is like map 3 should not have been that close considering what had happened in the previous 2 maps, but what a performance. Tanaka on the op, on the chat, just oh my god, what a performance. So congratulations to TradeLikePros in dramatic fashion pulling this out 2-1. And man, what a flair for the dramatic. You wanted it, Cairo. You wanted the drama. We got it. this match for sure.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, what a final. What a full tournament, Simba. I mean, you yourself, you saw it. We casted this full tournament and just didn't stop. Constantly fast-paced action. I didn't get a breath, and what can I say?
It was absolutely action from start to finish. And I'll be honest, when I saw this final go up, my money was on Sealteam. I saw them at the winners final, at the winners bracket right at the beginning. I thought they looked fantastic. I really thought that TLP had a Herculean task on their hands. And for me to come in and cast that final map, I mean, what an incredible opportunity. So just from a personal note, thank you, Will, for having me on. And what an absolute pleasure it's been to see this high level of Valorant being played.
Absolutely. Well, thank you both for coming on and carrying us all the way through the end, through all the sweaty palms, and Monster Getty and bombing on the sweat of the whole 9 yards for this entire thing. Well, that's about going to wrap this up for this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an absolute blast and pleasure to put this on. And I just want to get some quick thank yous out of the way, and then we'll get your final thoughts, guys. So, quick thank you to Mirs and Esports for supporting us all the way. Without them, this event would not be possible. Thank you to Univet in the production booth. Losing sleep to try and put this together, and I apologize for that personally, but thank you so much for pulling through. Carter's the tournament admin from ELO Hell is putting this all together, the rule books, the scores, everything else. And thank you to the Valorant community once again. I mean, like I said, this is an honor and a pleasure, and I'm so glad that we brought the level of competition. Again, when I got into this thing, I'm thinking like, okay, cool. If I get 8 teams, we'll play this out. We'll try it out, see if this works. And nope, we're going full throttle, ladies and gentlemen. We're going full blast action. So listen, I'm going to ask you both for your final thoughts. Cairo, you're going to go first. Final thoughts for this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, this weekend's been an absolute blast. I've already spoke about the fast-paced action. I want to just comment, not only have you created a great tournament, but a great production. I mean, Simba, I've casted with Twiggy, I casted with Chief. All these casters are so talented, and throughout from players to observers, everything, I mean, it's been an absolute blast. I just want to thank you all.
No problem. And for you, Sam?
Yeah, just to echo those sentiments, thank you so much for having me on. It's my Valorant casting debut as well. It's something I've not done yet. You know me, Will, from the Overwatch scene, so thanks for dragging me in and getting me to do some backwater ghetto casting. I really appreciate that. I hope I didn't disappoint too much, but it's been an absolute pleasure. The teams who were playing were absolutely phenomenal. ELO Hell have been fantastic. Will English, you got to do more tournaments. When you do one in Chicago, you know I'll be there.
Absolutely, like I said, in Cairo St. Drill, I know you're sitting over in Scotland, but it's like I told everybody else in this cast, you have a free invite to Chicago. You will not spend a dime on drinks while you were in the Chicago city limits while you were here. By the way, thank you both so much, and this is going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, congratulations to TradeLikePros for pulling this out in dramatic fashion. I do not cut out the other team either because it was a great performance from both teams, from Sealteam as well, and also from Night Raid going out in 3rd place as well. Good night from Chicago. I should say good evening from Chicago. I should say it's only it's 5:46. It's their time. But good night from Chicago, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you again in August sometime for the next Valorant Invitational, and also for this broadcast next week is going to be Overwatch. Speaking of Overwatch on this channel as well as for the partnership with LiveFest. So good luck to everybody involved, and thank you once again. Have a good night. So wave goodbye, guys.